All right, so my volume seems to be fine. Hopefully, it's fine on the recording. All right, so this is a topic I kind of wanted to just like touch on because I thought it was kind of funny, to be perfectly honest. But other shit happened, and I never got the chance to talk about it. So, yeah. So I have some thoughts on the VTuber ovulation tracker. Fucking funny concept, to be perfectly honest. Uh, I'm not gonna bury the lead. I am totally aware that some people are using the have used this and add to this for less than wholesome reasons. But as you'll find out in many areas in life, not everyone does the same thing for the same reason. And there are actually more or less wholesome reasons why something like this might actually exist. That's not to negate it's not to negate the creeps that do use this site, but it was funny in real time to see how different female VTubers reacted to this because it was pretty fucking split. So, yeah, we'll remember that on January 26th of 2026. Again, it's the 19th right now, so of February. So, it took me a little while to get here. Um, Rock Solid posted, just found out there's a website that tracks ovulation and menstrual cycles for female VTubers. And yeah, on that particular screenshot he took, which by the way, the website has been updated. I actually like this design more, to be perfectly honest. Not to not to not to overshare some of the information on there, obviously, but yeah, I find little niche communities like this online actually kind of fascinating because it's a window into the psychology of human schizophrenia, to be perfectly honest. And then you can realize that you can stare into the eyes of madness, not go mad yourself, and actually kind of understand the operation of madness. Okay. So, long story short, um, this kind of him looking up Cleo. Is it Aite or Alte? I've actually never seen her last name pronounced. And again, you can even see in here. There's obviously people taking it way better than other people. Riri Gaki, not mouse, rat VTuber, dumb rat VTuber who loves cheese. People tried to cancel her recently, and I'm like, I have no reason to I have no reason to give a shit about any of that, right? uh, you have Lucia, who, funny enough, I did not realize was a VTuber before this because I actually had this website open because again I wanted to do this like a month ago, this video, and I was like, okay, other shit is going on. I can't really do this video right now. So I ended up forgetting the tab was open, and when I went to close it down because I had like 1,000 tabs open at the same time, I was like, okay, I really need to close down all these tabs. When I clicked on that tab, the page loaded and it refreshed, and she was on. She was actually on as like one of the ovulating VTubers. And I'm like, what? I didn't know she was a VTuber. What the fuck is going on here? Because I knew Lucia was a character that was designed by Scott Mallon, which, by the way, new Kindred Havens books are out. Kindred Havens is actually a really fun, really fun comic. By the way, it's basically if you took pod racing, but you gave it a Studio Ghibli aesthetic. Um, it's actually really. I actually have Kindred Haven comics, so yeah, again, I would recommend personally. Uh, but yeah, he's the guy who drew the character, and uses the character. I didn't know she was a VTuber for like 6 months. When I by the time I found out she was a VTuber, and I only found out about it because of this fucking ridiculous situation that happened. Uh, so yeah, obviously, like on this one, you can see jokes on them. I'm sterile and feral. Oh my god, damn it! But for real, this is actually fucking. Again, right now, you can see two very different responses. Sad I'm not here. They're taking your job. I don't know who Zoe Lee is, and I'm a little afraid to click on that. And absolutely not, right? Absolutely not. My community passes the vibe check, but holy fuck, is this nasty as hell? Again, these two are assuming a lot about why this like exists, and to be fair, they are absolutely right about a selection of the people who maintain this site. But there are, again, as I said, wholesome reasons for this site to actually exist. Uh, let's see. I don't like that. Yeah, fair enough. But, you have a right to feel the ways that you want. Uh, can't track me. Mine's in. See, this one's having at least some humor with it, right? Uh, but yeah. How do you claim to know this? Well, because y'all overshare. Like, I I hate to say this, but the reason why they can compile this information is because you lot overshare all the fucking time. Um, yeah, yeah. What is this? Yeah, again, people overshare, so they end up putting information they shouldn't out there, like this right here. You don't want people. Everything you put online is going to be archived by someone. This one just happened to be public, but everything you put online is archived, whether it's by some schizo or some company trying to track you. And they do it for different reasons. So let's go over here. This was my response to this. The most level-headed and reasonable reaction to this harmless schizo behavior. Not like there's a single motivation animating all schizos, even in the same behavior. Case in point, I don't remember. I actually don't remember what this was. So I guess we're gonna find out about this again. Oh yeah, which is funny because I actually have this pulled up somewhere else. You got fucking Menace here being like using the ovulation tracker. Menace is a female, by the way. Using the ovulation tracker to set up collabs so I can be on everyone's good side and they'll love me so much. This is one reason to use that particular website. Is because look, we all know that like human emotions are heavily are heavily influenced by your hormonal state. It's not just with women; it's also with men. Your hormones do affect your moods. So yes, if you know, for example, someone's going into an emotionally unstable, period, versus someone's going to be a little bit more, what would you say, a little less, uh, what would you say, volatile, then yes, you could theoretically you know, organize your what would you say, collabs around this particular thing. And again, it this is important because like the functions and behaviors of the body are kind of important. If there are physiological limitations or affectations that I have to deal with, I have to schedule around that. So yes, if there are things that can affect your mood and your disposition, you have to schedule around those things. So again, there is a reason to use that. But here was Powder's take. Uh, let's see. First, let's pause this, rewind it, and then turn it up and go full screen.
Just found out there is a website that tracks ovulation and menstrual cycles of female VTubers.
I mean, I'm gonna have to pause that for a moment. Um, I do have to I do have to point this out to Rock Solid because Rock Solid doesn't buy into the whole fucking idealist "you're a ghost in the machine" idea, or at least I don't think he does. Um, so the whole queer theoretic trans ideology stuff is not something he's a fan of. Oh my god, that was, sorry, the food is acting up. But so he didn't have to say female. Like, who the fuck is ovulating and menstruating outside of female? Right? What kind of intersex condition is this?
So, of course, I got a little curious myself. I'm on it. This is actually 100% accurate for me. I also, like, a lot of people are saying that it's like super creepy and stuff. It doesn't really creep me out that much.
Again, this also has to do with people have different dispositions and they have different assumptions about how people are behaving. Again, are there people using this for nefarious purposes? Probably anything that can be used for nefarious purposes is going to be used for nefarious purposes. It does not matter what it is. That being said, are the people using this for wholesome reasons? Yeah, we already just saw with like Menace, like how she plans to use this. I can't even blame her for using this for that reason, to be perfectly honest. Again, why wouldn't you use this to get an advantage if you're a content creator, right? If you're going to be able to set up a like more effective collab by based on the timing of your mood swings, why not fucking do that? That just seems self-interested to my that just seems self-interested to me. Okay, so
Actually, I feel like it's not too invasive. It's a little weird. I'm not going to deny. It's a little
Even I defend this website's existence. I'm going to admit, yeah, it is a little weird. But that being said, it's not like this is a private affair, right? I mean, like pragmatically, when you have this happen to you, right? When a woman goes through her menstrual cycle, you may not necessarily, it may not be public information, for example, when they're ovulating, but definitely when they're in their menstrual phase. Yeah. And people are aware, people can tell, right? It's not exactly a private affair. The fact it's happening is fairly public, in terms of, like, again, people know. The details we do not need to know, but people do know when it happens.
weird, but it doesn't bother me too much. I think it's kind of amusing. Just
I mean, and yeah, that was pretty much my thought, same as Powder's when this happened. Again, like, yeah, the people here, like, who freak out about this. Actually, hold on, I had another one here for this. Yeah, here it is. The Duality of VTubers by Trigger Point. And yeah, he is totally right about this. Here's the menace quote that we had earlier. Oh wait, this is a different one. My bad. The positive reaction. I'm not on the VTuber ovulation tracker site. She is now, by the way. Which leads me to believe that everyone hates me and doesn't care about my fertility at all. Again, good humored about this entire thing. There's not anything to, really take offense about this. The other one. Whoever added me into this shit, whoever made this website, you're a piece of shit, and I hope you will break your bones. I will let you know, even if this schizo wasn't doing this, any website that you're using, like Twitter, is people are cataloging this at least to know when to advertise and sell you shit. So yes, your corporate overlords are very well aware when you are menstruating and when you are ovulating, regardless of whether you tell them or not, because they scrape your information and they use it to their advantage. So yeah, I hate to tell you this, Shekai, but there were people tracking your menstrual and ovulation cycle beforehand. They just weren't doing it publicly. Uh, I, I'm just gonna be blunt. The people were already doing this, and arguably for a significantly more nefarious, purpose, to manipulating you into giving them money. Just saying. So, why would you learn coding to create such a fucked up website? Is it a fucked up website? Again, we already discussed a very obvious use of this. Like, again, let's move away from a streamer a bit, right? Let's say you're not a streamer, and what is there a good reason to use this website? Well, yeah, because it can help you determine how to act around your Oshi. If you know that your Oshi is going through a rough time, then you can, like, dial it back on, like, the whole, like, the teasing bit, and you can be a little bit more sweet to the Oshi, to not be so abrasive. That way, they can better enjoy their time, right? As a streamer, because you want to enjoy your time as a viewer. They want to enjoy their time as a streamer, and presumably, I guess unless you're, like, hate watching someone, you want the streamer that you're watching to have a good time being a streamer. So yes, even outside of that, being aware of when someone is going to have like mood swings, even as a viewer, actually, like, has an innocent purpose behind it. Not everything about this website is nefarious. There are actually innocent uses for this. Uh, so hold on, I lost my, where was I on that? Okay, yeah. One, it's fucking creepy. I mean, again, I'm not going to deny that there are people using this for nefarious purposes, but people were doing that in secret. This one just happens to be out in the open, and I'm not led to believe that there's any reason to assume malintent behind this website. Two, seek therapy, you freak. This is a response that comes from someone who, like, has the initial presumption that there is only a Mohammedan, and by Mohammedan, I don't mean Muslim. I mean, like, literally Muhammad's behavior. Again, refer to the Hadith to know how Muhammad acted. Approach to this. If anyone is familiar with the deep lore of the Hadith, you will be aware that Muhammad seems to have had a period fetish. Very disturbing. But yes, this is kind of why she said, again, it's creepy. seek therapy, you freaks, because she sees sexual deviancy behind this. And again, yeah, some people who are using this website probably are, but there are innocent reasons that people might use this website as well. Uh, yeah, hold on. Brevin Lowe says, I thought the whole thing was just a meme since Vettel was on it. And yeah, actually, I should have brought that up too. There are male streamers on that website. This whole thing is also just a shit post. Fucking rock solid. I don't have the tweet right now, but fucking rock solid had a response to this where he found himself on, on the VTuber ovulation tracker, and he's like, please take me off of this. I am not and will never be a woman. Which, I mean, fair, based, but again, it's a shit post. And yeah, as you pointed out, Vettel was also put on here too. So, those are two men on the website. This is not necessarily a serious website. Uh, so again, there are more nefarious like crackers. Again, corporate espionage and website espionage are significantly more nefarious than any of this shit. Um, Three, it's so disrespectful towards women. Um, I think Menace and Powder and a couple of other people we just had we just looked at, like Lucia, might disagree with you. So you're speaking on behalf of the whole class, but the whole class doesn't seem to agree with you, lady. But you are entitled to your opinion. You know. uh, let's see. Can't grown ass men rather touch grass than make women's life miserable? There seems to be some gender class animosity here, which is a rather. I don't want to make this into a political thing because again, I'm doing this particular episode because I want to get away from politics. I've been talking politics for like the last uh, 11 episodes, right? Uh, so, but yeah, I've already talked about how feminism is not complementarianism. Complementarianism is better than feminism, and feminism is just sex Marxism. Like, but I've already described that, and I'm not going to linger on that particular point. Um, but yeah. So again, these are two wildly different assumptions. This one has one set of built-in assumptions. This response has another set of built-in assumptions, and they're both more or less rational. These are first impulses, right? uh, that's funny. Let's see. Yeah. Apparently, Shikai is a misandrist. I have a pretty good idea who it did. I mean, that could be the case. Some of these VTubers really are misandrists as well. I don't know if that is the case for Shikai, so don't take anyone's word on that. Like actually, like do your own research on that because people say false things about people all the time. Uh, oh no, oh no. Ruin, this is the same retard. So this is Bow the Whale. My original tweet was not about Skeb. It was my general experience with commissioned art. My opinion of Skeb was an afterthought. I get why people are thinking the former. I haven't used Skeb for almost a year. My tweet went way out of my circle and understandably led. Okay, there's more that I can't look into. Girl, it's okay. People can't read. We learned it in the past few days. That doesn't fucking tell me anything. I am the context man. I require context for this. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, this was a detour that wasted my time. um. So, yeah, yeah. Again, the thing we were just talking about. Again, she's now on it. Fucking Vettel's now on it. Fucking Rockstar's on it. Let's see. Yeah, there's that. So, I kind of want to just like talk about that for a bit again because it's like a funny meme to me. It's actually kind of like really funny.
As a heterosexual.
And there's like a couple of VTubers have given their opinions on this. Let's see if we can go.
Wait, did you guys see?
See if we can go shortest by longest. Actually, okay. So Kitsunero will definitely be last because she is definitely not the shortest thought giver in this one. So we'll start with Aqua. And I'll be seeing what I can glean of their underlying presuppositions as they give their commentary on this.
During a certain week. The next, by the way, period tracker. That's listen. When that thing was trending on Twitter the other day, the period tracker, I was kind of scared for myself. But then I searched it up.
I mean, to be fair, that is if this is like if the only thing you heard was there is something tracking my biological cycles. Yeah, fair enough. You have a right to be concerned about that. Again, it's a privacy thing. But as I showed earlier, a lot of these trackers are not actually violating your privacy. They're not hacking into anything. They're not actually like finding where you live. They're not doing any of this shit. They're not doxing you in any way, shape, or form. They are, as I pointed out in like not too long ago, they are entirely generated by the fact that people will not shut the fuck up about what they're doing. Right? They are a little bit too liberal about what they share online, and then they get mad about what people can find out about them because they share too much online. Um, so there's that. Again, if you want your privacy, you actually kind of have to shut the fuck up and not tell the world about every little thing that happens. I'm sorry, that's just the cost of privacy. Hold on. Bravenlow says, I guess it is since she talks with Bao, who talked about never trusting male content creators who are larger than you, who are interacting with you, or something a while. Well, yeah, okay, so Bao's an idiot. Let's be fair. Bao's a cutie, but she's not exactly the brightest tools in the shed. um, yeah, I might end up talking about Bao in a future video. Not to mostly because I'm gonna bring this up actually because I found this really funny thing. Not to break away from the topic of the video today, uh, but let's see. Unlike the Canadian trucker video from Short Fat Otaku, it turns out the nanolith
On April
files
26th,
the nanolist files and the rest of the Cinder files from Mama Oko actually exists and are actually going to come out. And back when all that bullshit was happening with the Cinder case, originally I didn't give a shit about it, to be perfectly honest. Like, it's a VTuber drama, doesn't matter to me. Uh, when I actually started getting into it and read the original documents and like actually listened to people talk about it, I was like, yeah, nah, this just sounds completely fucking unreasonable. None of this had to come to light. It is absolutely abhorrent that people tried to ruin Cinder's reputation and her career as a VTuber. All of this could have been, every complaint could have been addressed behind the scenes. None of this had to go to reputation destruction. So, yeah. And it turns out when they actually made their responses, well, no, when Cinder made her response, which she had every right to do, they were attacking her reputation. She had every right to defend herself in that way. Uh, turns out she actually brought the receipts, I am looking very forward to this. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna see if I can ask Mama Oko if I can react to the Nanolist files and these as they come out. They'll be posted a couple days. If he says yes, then they'll be posted days after the video actually airs. But so back to the hold on. I mean, I never watch either of those two, so no skin off my back. Though most of the time, that entire thing actually made me a fan of Cinder. To be perfectly honest, I actually quite like Underdog. I actually had to learn about Cinder in order to actually like form an opinion, and I was like, damn, she's actually a better content creator than the people ragging on her. Holy shit! But anyway, that's just my opinion, though. uh, right, so back to the subject of the video, right? Hold on. Ravenlow says is taken up with trying to write various TTRP campaigns and stuff. I do not know what that means. Like, I know what a TTRPG is, but I don't know how that fits into the conversation of what we were just talking about. My brain just might not be firing off on all cylinders right now.
Searched myself up and I wasn't on there, so saved. But like, who does that? Who does that?
I mean, again, there are people. People were already tracking all of this shit before the public website came out. I'm telling you right now, if you shop online frequently, all of those stores you visit for the most part know when you are They know before you tell your spouse that you're pregnant. They know when you are going through when you're having your when you're menstruating. They very likely know or have a decent idea about when you're ovulating because all of that information that is bought and sold cross websites, you know, is bought by these companies again to better market and sell to you. That's way more nefarious than anything in that fucking website is. And no one really says anything about the corporations doing that because it's completely invisible behind the scenes. Uh, but that's way more nefarious. Uh, uh, Fair enough.
Like, why would you keep track of that? It's not even accurate. Like, I'm gonna tell you this right now, girl. I said girls as if my chat is. Oh my god, girls. Us fellow girls know that even though it came during a certain week, the next time it could not. It could be very irregular. Like, it could come earlier or late. Like, the tracker does absolutely nothing.
This is also an individual thing. Like obviously, some people are going to be more regular than others, and even people who are regular are going to have irregular moments. A lot of this is a combination of biology, so we're talking about like genetic and epigenetic predispositions, as well as things like again your diet and like your actual health, how your lifestyle. So all of this does play into effect, but yeah. So she does have a point here, but it's not a universal point.
Girls, you know, it doesn't do anything. So that tracker is legit. Like, so what is it? What is the purpose? What is the purpose? I'm trying to find the reason for its existence right now. Yo, why somebody put me on there? Because today I crashed out. They're like, oh, she must be PMSing. Ah.
Fucking one of the chatters even hold on. Oh my god. Fucking one of them is named Capitalist. But I mean, this is a Phase Connect girl, so uh, Baka Tomcat Vettel was in there again. Yeah, because it is a intrinsically unserious website.
PMSing. Ah. Ban the guy that says you're surely past menopause. I'm gonna menopause you. How about that?
Okay, that was actually pretty funny.
I'm gonna menopause you. I'm gonna make sure you hit. Hell nah, they're gonna do statistic on it and predict it with 95% interval. Sleepy, I know you're not a woman, so you don't get it, but it legit does not work like that. Sometimes sometimes a girl will have 13 periods in 1 year, and you're like, but Aqua, there's only 12 months in a year. Yeah, because it's irregular. It's irregular.
Again, this is also an individual by individual basis. Again, some women happen to have it highly regular, and some women happen to have this be highly irregular. So there is a issue of like again, not everyone is the same. Again, also depending on how you live your lives, it can affect it as well. There is a thing called athletic amenorrhea, where high levels of physical activity can actually cause a stoppage or of the menstrual cycle. So
By the way, 41-year-old is not monopause or menopause. Monopause. 41 is not menopause. 41, you still have periods, buddy. Relax.
oh my god. So yeah, again, didn't see the very obvious reason that this could exist, for non-nefarious purposes that again other VTubers didn't exactly seem to have a hard time seeing. Again, go back to Menace and well, yeah, someone down there mentioned parasociology. Yeah, fair enough. But again, like there's not everyone takes it the same way, to be perfectly honest. Like, hold on. Uh, that's actually a good question, Edo-san. I do not know off the top of my head. Uh, I genuine that one I can't answer for you. Uh, but yeah, it's like again. There's very obvious reasons why someone might do again, why people might set something like this up, and that doesn't imply anything nefarious. Uh, yeah. Again, fucking Camila. Yeah, I could see this being her. Apparently, I'm a tourist because I did not fucking realize I actually wasn't following Camila. Anyway, uh, fucking hell, mate. Uh, yeah, I mean, this is also basically the reaction of the internet. That's fucking hilarious, and that's horrible. Truly, the duality of not even man, but humanity. Okay, so this one is 3 minutes. This one is 8 minutes. This one is 13 minutes. And this one is 37 minutes. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to watch this entirely. Because while I like Kitsunero, I can't fucking stand Mora Kazahana, to be perfectly honest. And my complaints about Mora Kazahana are basically the same complaints that Mama Oko has about Mora Kazahana. Um, so if we have time, I'll watch this. But I also don't want to bleed too much into my Oshi stream. So we'll see.
The VTuber ovulation tracker?
Yeah, I talked about it
I
today.
didn't get to look if I was on it because it wasn't working on my phone. So now I'm just sitting here and I don't even know.
That was actually another thing too. Is like again, I wanted to do this earlier, but on the few days uh, before everything popped off, by the way, when I had some free time and I could have made this video that time, uh, I kept getting bad gateway. So I'm guessing that the traffic to the website, because again, it's fucking hilarious, uh, may have actually caused problems for the website because I'm not the only person who reported that it was a bit of a pain in the ass, and it might actually explain again the redesign of the website. That work had to be done on it. So
Okay,
looked it up.
Minnie, you're on it, but they
You're
don't have
on it.
any info.
No
Yeah.
info.
Oh, they
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
they have
does she fucking share anything, right? Again, the only reason like people were able to come up with any of these charts was because they wouldn't. Is because a lot of these people that they had charts for overshare, so it wasn't exactly that difficult to reconstruct what it would be. And it is kind of funny because some of these women were like, "It's actually like scary accurate," and then others were like, "This is not accurate at all." So again, individual by individual basis, eh?
no
We
idea.
all checked.
Yeah.
We both checked all our friends. They have Gomi, right?
Oh, I don't know.
But they have her as
I don't know.
Willow.
I
I
was
feel
like-
like I don't talk about mine that often, so maybe that's why. And Shumi, like you're not on it either. And I was
Yes, that's exactly why you weren't on there, or like, oh my god, yeah, the duality of like again common sense. The ones who lack common sense be like, how could you figure this out? What that you're stalking me? It's like no, everything on there was publicly available. Again, if you don't. The privacy requires that you have some degree of discernment about what you should and should not share.
surprised Ellie's not on it. I was like, what the
Dude,
heck?
always, I feel like I'm so obvious. I don't talk about it, but I'm always complaining about something when I'm on mine. So I know that like anybody with like any sense of like pattern recognition could probably figure mine out.
Data point added.
Me, I
I'd
just
be
like
getting on stream and I'm just like, I hate everything. Everything hurts, and I never wanted to die more than today. Anyway, let's play a game.
I get that though. I have anxiety, tummy ache, so like it's hard for me to be like my stomach hurts, and it's like, is it because of A or B or C? Like, or like I had dairy yesterday, guys. My stomach hurts. I
Dude.
told the Shoe Minions, I said, you guys didn't put me on the website, and then they're like, who do you think we are? And I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm glad that.
Again, the duality of man. It's like, do not put me on there. How dare you put me on there? Versus, well, can you guys please put me on there? I still, it is still funny to me that I found out that one person was a VTuber because of that website. It's like, again, Lucia was apparently a VTuber for like 6 months by the time I figured out, which is funny because I've been following Lucia for quite a while. I just never knew that they were a VTuber.
My community didn't, and I feel like it's probably not easy to tell. I don't get the anger or upsetness thing before. I don't even really get frustrated. I just get full of ennui. I get very wistful around that time, and I'm like, have I done everything in my life all wrong? And then 2 days later, I'll get my period, and I'll be like, oh no, I didn't do everything in my life all wrong.
I get that too. It's like depression almost.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for not putting that on the ovulation tracker. Because I don't think I've ever directly mentioned when I had it. Wait, what?
Metal's on it.
I know, Metal's on it!
Like, why?
So they can track his ovulation. Are you stupid?
I'm sorry. I'm being a chud right now. You're so right. I mean, like, I prefaced this topic today by being like, hey guys, I think it's kind of weird to do this, all right? I do not recommend tracking anybody's like cycle, okay? But on the other hand, why did nobody want to track my cycle? Why does nobody want to know when I'm ovulated?
Every single
What a contradiction to hold. On the one hand, don't do that. On the other hand, why didn't you do that for me? It's like, oh my god, you literally, again, literally the fucking, again, the menace from earlier. The no one put me on here, so therefore I conclude that no one cares about me. Where the fuck did I am literally yeah, right here. Which leads me to believe that everyone hates me and doesn't care about my fertility at all. Your fertility is important. It is a natural capacity that is good and natural. Do not sterilize yourselves, people. Oh my god. I can't believe I have to tell people this.
month, I'm like, if I just put, because it's pretty regular, I'm like, if I would just put it in the calendar when it happened, then I would always know when it was gonna happen, but I never ever remember. And so there was a part of me when I saw that was a thing, I was like, maybe they put it in the calendar, and I was kind of excited, but then I looked and I wasn't there, and that's like a good thing. So thank you for not tracking my cycle, but also
Okay, so what the fuck am I listening to? It's like, hold on, maybe my chat did me a solid and put me in there, so I could remember without having to track it myself. Oh, I'm not in there. Well, thank you for not putting me. What the fuck is this contradiction? It's a funny contradiction, but what the fuck is this contradiction? This, oh my god, this is one thing that you will definitely discover about people is if there was one thing Tim Pool got right about like human behavior, is that a lot of human behavior is not actually thought out beforehand. A lot of it is just autopilot, to be perfectly honest.
I don't know. I never have the follow through. I don't have the kind of brain that lets me remember to track my cycle. So
I'm the same, yeah. I always
Me
like
too.
forget. I never write anything. I never write it down. I never know when it's gonna come. Like every single
I'm gambling every day of my life.
I think we found out another use for this thing, which is that if you don't track it, it's like chat is tracking it for you. Well, then they're literally doing your work for you. Okay, I think we just found another potentially wholesome use of this, which is cat helping out the retarded Oshis. To be perfectly honest. Now, granted, if I was a woman, which I couldn't, like metaphysically, it would be impossible because male is part of the essence that makes me what I am. So, I mean, technically, this is a logically impossible question, but like, if someone had my disposition as a female, they would probably be in the same camp of I keep forgetting to do the work to do this particular thing myself. To be perfectly honest,
That if I didn't put it in the calendar, on like the family calendar in the kitchen, that I would die. So me and my mom had like different pen colors, and we had like a secret code that only me and her knew. So none of the guys even knew what it was. But we'd mark the calendar when we like both started, and like I had to do.
I highly doubt it was a mystery. Men have pattern recognition too. You're gonna tell me that these people lived with you. You're gonna tell me these people lived with you for. I mean, let's presume that she at least stays with her family till like the age of 18, right? You're gonna tell me that like from the time this started in your life to the time you left, your father or your brother didn't notice patterns in your house. People notice things about each other when they live together all the time. They just don't tell everyone. They just don't tell people about everything about the other person, about you, that they notice. Like, why would they? Oftentimes, you don't have to tell people about things you notice about them because it's either assumed to be a given, or if it's an uncomfortable conversation, as it very clearly is here, it's just something you don't bring up because it's uncomfortable. I think that's pretty common sense. So I don't buy for a second that they didn't figure out the code because it doesn't sound like a very sophisticated code, to be perfectly honest.
That every single time, and so I feel like I'm gonna die if I don't track it somewhere, and that's what I do. I'm
It's so
very
good to track
meticulous in
it,
my
though.
tracking.
I mean, that's a responsible thing to do, right? You gotta keep track of your health. What the? Oh, I forgot about this old animation. That is it's a funny pun, but I was never a big fan of that animation. All right, now we're gonna take Chibidoki. Chibidoki is a fucking wild card. I have no idea what her reaction to any of this shit is gonna be.
He posted tweets of me saying, "Ow, my tummy hurts. Tummy hurt." Guys, that is me. That is me preeing a fat dookie. Like, that is me preeing a dump.
Absolute chibi energy right there. I did not know what I was getting into this, but yeah, that sounds like something Chibi would say.
My mom made me homemade chicken tendies, and I was really excited. She made them late at night. She's like, "Hey, like, we had some chicken that's gonna go bad, so I made you some tendies." And I was like, "Wow, Mom, I love you.
I mean, chicken tendies are really good.
Thank you for squeezing me out of your vagina."
Okay. I mean, technically a description of what happened, but that's not the description most people would give.
And she's like, "You're welcome." I'm like, "Thanks." And so I take the tendies and I go to watch. I forget I was watching a TV show. Oh, I was watching The Sopranos. I think I was watching The Sopranos in the dark.
Wait a minute. Do me and Chibi have the same iris color? I'm gonna have to check that out later.
Like a creature in the dark. The only light was Tony Soprano lighting like his forehead glistening in the darkness. And and so I got really excited to dig in. Like, I didn't even look at the tenders. They were already inside of me. I was like your mother working the corner. Just put it in. Just put it in. Just put it in. I'm ready. I don't even want to see it. Just put it in. And so I was slurping that thing, aka the chicken tender, okay? And
had to clarify, I guess, right? Road, you picked an interesting time to enter the chat.
Guys, I noticed it was like really, really tender. Like, really tender. Like, it was like butter. I was like, wow, my mom is such a good cook. I was like, oh wow, my mom is such a good cook. This chicken is so tender.
The survival instincts of a literal neonate. What the fuck?
And I ate the whole thing, and then I got to the next tender. And this one was a little bit more chewy, and I was like, what? And so I stood up, and I turned on the light, and I swear on like my parents, on my soul, the chicken was raw, like pink, the color of my hair, and it was like glistening, like.
Ooh, that's a bad thing. Chicken is not. Ooh, yeah, that's not gonna be a fun time.
Guys, like, take your lip and flip it down. That's what the chicken looked like, and I had eaten like half of it, like literally medium rare, totally raw. And so I had already eaten like an entire tender, and I was like, oh frick, what the frick do I do? It tasted good. What the frick? Like, it tasted good. Like, I almost ate the other ones. I didn't even care. It freaking tasted good. Guys, raw chicken is good. Don't eat it, but it's good. It's clucking good. And basically, that is literally the only thing that happened while I was gone. I had my ovulation tracked. That's a
Okay. Well, yeah, I can tell why your tummy hurt, right? Well, you.
talk we gotta have, boys. Alright, how about that, boys? Apparently, alright, sit down, everyone sit down. Apparently, someone made a website that tracks VTubers' periods and therefore their ovulation cycle. And by the way, I didn't know what ovulation was until 2 years ago, so
That's disconcerting.
I thought a penis wit and vagina baby came out every time. I
That is disconcerting.
didn't know that it was like a freaking window, like speedrun perfect frame, like Mario up that stairway. Yeah, I didn't know. It's a
I am always kind of astounded by like some of the things that I assume are just common knowledge that I will eventually meet someone just doesn't know it who are it happen it always happens.
quick. Yeah, dude, getting pregnant is a quick time event. It's like 24 hours once. Like it's like so hard to get pregnant. I had no idea. Still be safe, but you know, I went to that website. I saw that tweet when it had 500 likes. I saw it before it went viral. And I went to the website and I typed in my name and I was already on there. And by the way, according to that calculator, my period starts today! Well, I'm looking down. I didn't know that!
Again, healthy response to all this. Again, it's funny. This is actually just legitimately one of those funny harmless schizo things where it's like, this is bizarre, but in a way that's actually kind of endearing, to be perfectly honest.
Hello? Why did you start? What VTuber website said you would? Hello? I literally, my head is in my pants. Why is it not starting? What? That website isn't cool. Listen, guys. Alright, people have the right to be uncomfortable and people have the right to make fun of it. Literally, I think it goes both ways. My take on it, you want to know my take on it? It is impossible to track my period. Good freaking luck. It is so, like, good luck. Literally good luck, because my favorite thing is, like, I hate to break your immersion with how women function. Guys, it isn't, like, like, a woman on her period isn't like a sale at TJ Maxx. It's not the same every, like...
Okay,
like,
that's
for
funny.
some reason, they're like, it's on the 7th of every month. Guys, some women will go 2 months with nothing. A month with nothing. If they're underweight. Bro, and they're like, on
Yeah, remember when I brought up health earlier, right?
ovulating always starts 3 days to a week after. Bro, like, I wish it was that. Like, I wish I could do the Pythagorean theorem and deduct when the frick I dispense an egg like a freaking egg what is it? The freaking Pez dispenser. I freaking wish I could do that. Like, dude, I can't, like low-key, I kind of wish that website was accurate because it would be so groundbreaking. Like, imagine, like, every woman would just go, like, frick, man, I don't know when I start. Let me go to VTuberOvulationTracker.com. Ooh, 2 days! I got it early! Good! Alright. I got time to freeball it before I start hanging string. Let's go. By the way, if you don't know, hanging string is what I call being on the period.
Okay, well, I guess I know that now. That's not something I would have asked to know.
but can I say something? I've said this for years. Listen, I'm a feminist in the name of comedy. I think women's struggles should be joked about as much as male struggles. Periods are funny, and I'm sick of people being grossed out by them.
I will pause this and say that the word feminist is one of those words that has had a lot of like dilution in the culture. It does not refer to like feminism has been equated with egalitarianism, which it's not. Again, this is one of those things where it's like as time goes on, sometimes certain words just lose their meaning. I do not believe that it's. I do not think that this is a good thing because I think there's better words than just, for example, feminism to describe a healthy view of male and female of the male and female relation to each other. Uh, and I prefer the term complementarian. I think that actually captures what a lot of people are significantly better than say they're feminists because feminism again comes with a lot of historical baggage, including the writings of people who were very clearly just borrowing from Marxism or from oftentimes spiritualist movements. So yeah, you can't just it's kind of like people who say they're stoic. It's like, well, stoicism doesn't really work without its metaphysic. You're literally just taking an ethic that's grounded in nothing. And yeah, sure, the ethic there are maybe parts to the ethic that are fine and good and true. Yeah, sure, Thomists, for example, can acknowledge that, but there's no actual ontological grounding for any of this. You just living a particular way, but there's no there's no why to the reason. And again, divorcing feminism from its historical and metaphysical roots is basically the same thing as divorcing Stoicism, which, by the way, was a pantheistic religion in its original formulation. Uh, yeah, yeah. So that's my 2 cents on that particular thing.
Poops are gross and they're funny. Duh, periods are funny. That's why I choose to laugh at this whole ordeal. Please don't get mad at me. I just think periods are funny. I literally think they are. Dude, you're a literal ketchup packet. It's hilarious. But I seriously cannot believe that there's a freaking VTuber. Like, can I ask a question? Like, genuinely, what is the point? They, like, go to, like, who's ovulating or whatever, and they're like, ah! Like, what? Dude, you can't e-transmit conception. You can't do that. It's not a thing yet. Unless you boot up VR chat. What is the point? Like, if
I don't think you can do that in VR chat either yet.
they want to see who's on their period. Like, I bet when I'm pissy, people boot up that website. They're like, she be calling me a puta today. I bet she. Frick, I'm logging this. I bet she's on her period.
I mean, pragmatically speaking, I think Chibi might be one of the more difficult ones to track if you were doing this, because it's like she already just acts in outlandish, like highly emotive, like behavior. She already has that, outlandish, highly emotive behavior. And again, we just saw she'll eat raw chicken, so tummy hort could mean fucking anything at this point, right?
Freaking writing this down. I'm submitting this. I'm clipping this. She called me a puta. She's on her period. You know, I don't get angry. I just get, dude, I get depressed. So no, you don't have to worry about me like getting mad. This is like really embarrassing. This is really embarrassing.
More data points to add to the chart.
So the way the VTuber period tracker works is that like people submit tweets that they for some reason think they're like, this is evidence of I sense a menstruation, and so like they posted tweets of me saying, ow, my tummy hurts, tummy hurt. Guys, that is me preeing a fat dookie. Like, that is me preeing a dump. No offense. Like, I really appreciate that you're scrapbooking evidence of when I'm ready to pop a baby out, which, by the way, will not happen. This womb has been microwaved from years of laptop usage, straight on my womb of Club Penguin, Movie Star Planet, all the freaking Neopets, everything, bro. That womb is
She's thinking of the wrong reproductive system, but okay.
freaking decayed and done. It has had an iPad, like an iPads and laptops cook that baby. It's probably, my ovaries look like freaking dead lizards. It's not happening. Dude, they keep submitting, like, posts of me talking about my tummy hurt. And I'm like, bro, so you guys made a poop tracker. You're tracking my poops. It's a chibi dookie tracker. Which, according to that tracker, I got a rough week of pooping.
Which, according to that tracker, is like, okay, okay, fair enough.
It's bad. It says I'm gonna poop. That's even better. Well, can I tell you, I posted as a joke, being like, oh my god, it's wrong. You guys just made a poop tracker. And by the way, I don't even want to read the replies to you. There are multiple people who said they got a boner. What the frick are you guys doing? The Industrial Revolution has had its consequences, because what the frick are we doing?
Okay, yeah. I mean, that is I hope that was a joke. Because that is quite disturbing. It's not Marquis de Sade levels of disturbing by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, I could have gone without hearing that. Alright, so, let's see. Maybe, again, because I like Kitsunero, I just don't like Mori Kazuhana. So I don't really want to have to sit through him, to be perfectly honest. But I guess we can get through the first part of her thing, too, because before she even gets to the video, she does talk about this, so. Let's see what Michi's view of this was, because she popped up when I was looking for VTubers who talked about this.
Dude, it's information that's especially relevant to my life. We should all know more about it and keep it in mind.
You're so right. Yes,
Ow.
yes, chat. Indeed. Okay.
Real talk, I will say though. Okay, you want to chat? I want to say something. I want to say something.
How zooted out of her mind is she? Because I know fucking Michi is always on some kind of fucking painkiller.
Right? It ain't as serious as it's kind of gonna sound, but I will have to let you know for the ease of my mods as well. I will say, right, me personally, I talk about my period all the time. Whatever I say online, I know damn well like I'm okay with it being public information.
Yeah, again, as I said, if you don't want it to be public information, don't fucking post it on a public forum. That's it. Did the entire like Western world become fucking retarded since I was growing up? Because I remember back when I was a wee lad, right? That we were told don't put any personal identifying information online. Now, did we agree, did we abide by this did we abide by this wisdom? Apparently not. Not even the boomers who like and the Gen Xers who told us to do warnings didn't fucking abide by that either. So make of that what you will. But yeah, it's almost as if there was a concerted effort to undermine that wisdom of don't overshare or actually don't trust people online. I don't mean to sound conspiratorial, but it does sound like there might have been a concerted effort to get people more acclimated to oversharing online.
So if people know about this, I don't care. Like, yeah, some people are gonna be like, oh, that's weird. Like, this is only specifically for me, right? I don't really care because I know my own community. You know what I mean? Like, I know my community, we're just chilling about it. It's not something that's like too insane. If it is insane, then we're like, okay, listen, at first it was like funny TMI. You kind of took it a bit too far, but people knowing when I'm getting my period, I don't give a shit. Most of the time, I just say it myself. However,
to be fair, she also has a point there. Boundaries in relationships are rarely objective. Oftentimes, there is a high degree of subjectivity to boundaries. So the boundaries that you have with one friend may be different than the boundaries you have with a different friend. Same thing with one family member and another. Sometimes these are based off of social rules, for example. Obviously, the boundaries that you may have with your parents is going to be different than the boundaries you have with your brothers and sisters, and the boundaries you have with your siblings are going to be different than the boundaries you have with your cousins and the boundaries you have with your friends. And this is because, again, depending on your relationship with someone, your obligations to them are going to change. This is really basic Confucian role ethics, right? Uh, and yeah, it stems pretty clearly from like you can derive this from virtue ethics as well. Not that fucking hard. None of this is all that ethically complicated. Um, that being said, that being said, again, so what may be fine to do with one person that you have some kind of relationship with, whether it be a friend, family, potential love interest, is going to be different than boundaries you have with other, people. Uh, so yeah, she does have a point. Not everyone's going to have the same boundaries, and for some people, this may cross a line, and for some people, this may not at all, and that's entirely fine. People get to decide the boundaries at which they set around themselves, and that those boundaries are negotiated when you have relationships with people, even in parasocial relationships. The VTuber has to balance what their boundaries are versus what chat, and the two have to eventually come to a sort of equilibrium where they have a established boundary where the VTuber is themselves comfortable because they need to be comfortable being a VTuber in order to continue streaming, and the chat where they can get as much access as possible without it again turning into oversharing. I actually was in, funny enough, a stream, not as a streamer. I was actually in the chat when apparently this was actually demonstrated. I'm not going to say what community this was in, but when I was watching, I thought it was fine. It was just two streamers that were having fun. But it was very clearly some romantic subtext, but underneath it was like, yeah, fair enough. I don't really mind about all this stuff. Apparently, I was of the minority where I was like, this is wholesome, right? There were some people who thought it was a little bit uncomfortable to see all this, and again, that was the streamer and the chat having to negotiate their relationship with each other. It was like I don't really want to. It feels like I'm intruding if I'm in chat. Was chat's basic description of that? It's not that like, hey, you're taking our streamer away from us. It's more along the lines of like, uh, should should we be seeing this at all? Right? And again, even that is going to differ from person to person based off of their cultural and personal experiences. Uh, so yeah, again, this even applies to parasocial relationships. Eventually, they did figure out the boundaries that they were working on. I highly doubt, because I think I'm the only quote unquote right winger in that community, to be perfectly honest. So I highly doubt any of them are going to even see this video and even be able to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. But again, I don't really think of myself as right wing, but I guarantee you, most leftists would probably consider me very far right wing.
However, when it comes to the VTuber tracker thing online, elephant address it, right? I've seen it. No shit. I feel like a lot of people have seen it. And I'll admit, because that involves other people, that's where the issue comes in. Because I can speak for myself. Like, I say the information, I don't really care if the information's public. Like, I made it public, so it's public. That's kind of low-key common sense. For me. I mean, the game's not closing. Why is it not closing? There you go. Like, whatever I make public, I'm okay with it being public, right? The weird part is...
So, I don't particularly like that phrasing that she gave. It's common sense for me. Because the whole point of common sense, which, by the way, would be better described as the common wit, not the common sense. But, again, another historical rabbit hole for another time. The basis of the common wit is a shared collection of experiences that everyone knows, so information can be assumed without having to actually state it outright. This is something you get as through life experience, and depending on where you are, like where you grew up, your common wit is going to be different for a number of reasons because environments and cultures differ wildly. So what is assumed to be, again, the common knowledge, the common wit, is going to be vary from place to place. Now, uh, Michi is from Indonesia, right? So her common wit is going to be, in many cases, quite different than the common wit of someone from Texas, such as myself. And, that's fine. So from person to person, it's not that from person to person the common wit will different. Differ. It's from culture to culture the common wit will differ for a number of reasons. But yeah, that was just a minor nitpick of mine.
If I make it public, like if I never made something public and then people assume private shit, now that's where it's like, okay, don't do that. Like I will fucking talk about it in like a couple of days anyway. So the whole tracking thing, because it involves other people, and obviously not everyone is going to share the same opinion. Some people are not going to like it. Some people dislike it. Some people are super uncomfortable with it. That's fine. Because that's how they feel. That's how they feel about their own thing. And I think that's very much valid for themselves. Even if I don't care, it doesn't mean like everyone should feel the same, right? So because of that, chat, there is a chance, because I'm gonna be real, there has been some heat about that too. Mods might just like delete messages about like hey, do you know there's a VTuber tracker thing? Because that has kind of caught some heat because of all the opinions that got thrown out. So, but
I mean, to be fair, if you go to the website, it is just going to show you a bunch of names. That's just how it happens. That website does have the fucking distinct. It does have different sections for different time periods. Whether someone's ovulating, menstruating, or whether they're not on their cycle at all. So yeah, it would be very obvious why that website would be blocked from chat, because again, as she said, she's fine with her being on there, but she's not fine with potentially crossing someone else's boundaries on accident, which, yeah, I mean, fair enough. As a streamer, you don't necessarily want to cause tension with other potential streamers.
For me, I'm not saying this like, guys, don't talk about it. Like, it's not that serious. Yeah, like, mods are probably gonna be like, let's not bring this up just in case it starts shit, right?
The beauty of having a serious chat while wearing big-ass cat gloves is why I tune into this stream.
Those cat gloves are really cute.
Because here's the thing. I remember, dude, you know what's so fucking funny though? Okay, I'm kind of happy
We're chilling about it.
Be open about it.
It's more that we get this information thrown in our faces and most people have just gotten used to it. Or simply given up.
No,
I mean, yeah, again, as I said, the oversharing problem. Now, Michi does overshare. Michi overshares quite a fucking much. Because, let's be fair, she's high out of her gourd quite often.
So I'm saying, you know what's crazy? I don't like being like, hey guys, let's not talk about this. Anyways, and then like, I like to make things as clear as possible. Do I need to? No, but I like it. Like, I don't like being.
Actually, and you know what? This her being overly open might also have something to do. I don't know much about Indonesian culture. There might be something in there too, because again, cultures differ. So what is shareable in one culture is different than another. So as an Indonesian, she might just have differences in what is acceptable to share versus, for example, other people in chat. So that also might explain the oversharing thing. To be perfectly honest, is not just being zooted out of her mind, but also being Indonesian. That might have something to do with it.
Like, hey guys, let's not talk about it. Anyways, and then like why, right? So I like to be super clear why. It's genuinely because it has gotten some heat and there are valid different opinions. And I know my opinion is not really like it dead ass don't matter, bro. It me saying something about guys, it's so it's
I don't know where that's from, but I am both familiar with the meme.
those kind of alerts that just stay for uncomfortably long, like an uncomfortable long amount of time. It's so funny though. I love that. But no, me being clear about it doesn't mean I'm like, oh, I have an opinion. No, I'm making it super clear. I have no opinion. My opinion is about myself and what I am personally comfortable with. But because I am,
I mean, that's like saying I have no philosophy. That is a philosophy. Right? That is a philosophical position of agnosticism. Uh, yeah, saying like I have no particular opinion on this is a position of opinion. It's apathy.
comfortable with something doesn't mean other people are gonna be comfortable with it, you know? Like, different people so different. So, just because I'm okay with it doesn't mean other people. Vice versa. Like, sometimes a lot of people are okay with it, I'm not. It's just, that's just life, you know? So, because of the heat, I will not talk about it too much. And if some people ask, the mods might just like delete the messages. Don't mind it. Don't mind it, right? It's just what it is. Because I know in the future some people might come by and ask questions about it. I don't want anyone to feel like, oh my god, did I fuck up? Like, did something happen? No, nothing happened. It's literally, it's nothing. I just want to respect as many opinions as possible when it comes to it. Like, if I literally said this, like, because my mods asked me about it. And my mods were like, are you okay? Are you comfortable by it? And I literally sat there and I'm like, damn, girl. I was like, what did I say? Wait, were you in this 3 this whole time? I just realized. But my mods asked, like, are you okay with this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's fine if you're not okay with it. I sat there and I'm like, you know that conversation when we talked about consequences and, and actions, bro? I'm like, dude, those.
I mean, yeah, that is a direct corollary. Again, the existence of this website is the direct consequences of the actions of oversharing. Just saying.
Shit, what the I think, I don't know. I don't mind. I can make it public every month. I don't think I've missed a month unless I don't stream that month. I don't think I've missed a month. We just don't talk about it because it hurts and it's obvious. Like, when I get my period chat, it's not like I'm like, oh, I can hide it. No, I become more emotional. I talk.
Again, as I said earlier, it's not exactly like this is a private affair. People are aware when it happens.
Like a bit faster, or like I have more like weird opinions. Not opinions, I just say more things. And then I groan a lot because it hurts. And I'm like, chat, I go to the bathroom for longer. And I go like, y'all, I'm in so much pain. Like, I don't stream as much like for too long. My endurance is less because I'm fatigued as shit. So I'm like, dude, I talk about it. Like now, yes, dude, I hate periods so bad, but I don't because I don't want to get osteoporosis. It's one of those things I'm like, I hate periods, but the day I get my menopause, I would also be upset. You know,
I mean, that's not exactly comfortable either.
I mean, so like, you know what? I'll just learn to enjoy both. I'll enjoy this while it lasts, and then when I get menopause, I will learn to enjoy that too. It's just whatever. That's why, literally, when my mods bring it up, I don't mind it. I don't really care too much about it. Some people do have opinions on it, which is valid and fair. That's okay. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I'm not saying like, oh, you are like, do I think it's normal to do this? No. Like, if I'm not the type of person that talks about it all the time, then no, probably not. But I do. Like, I talk about it all the time. But that's why I think in my situation for myself, it somewhat is understandable. You know?
I mean, again, like, maybe I have different opinions about a lot of this stuff because, like, again, I think a person is their body, not a ghost in the machine, right? So caring after someone's body is caring after them, just like caring after their mental well-being is caring after them because their mind is a function of their body. Um, but so I was like, it always kind of weirds me out because it's like, okay, yeah, I get it's an uncomfortable thing, but like when Shoe on Head was like talking about how it's like if her husband was tracking her like ovulation cycle, that he would be like disturbed by that. But it's like, but why? There would be genuine reasons to do that. I mean, first of all, again, modulate your behavior based on what your mood is going to be that particular day. If you know that it's going to be like a emotional roller coaster for the next few days, then you can prepare for that beforehand, right? Or for example, if you're trying for a kid or you're trying not for a kid, right? Then you need to know this information in the first place, right? So again, if you need to schedule meetings, if you're a VTuber, for example, again, this is good information to know when and when not to collab. So it's like again, it just strikes me as odd that this is it strikes me as odd because like I never really grew up with the idea that like this was such a unclean topic, to be perfectly honest. Like that wasn't a thing that was a case when I was growing up. It was just a biological function that women had. So it's like I never really understood this. But then again, I may have also just grown up in a household that was different and didn't really like stigmatize this particular thing. So it's like and by this thing I mean like again the natural functions of the menstrual cycle. Like so this doesn't bother me at all. Like I genuinely don't understand the issue here, to be perfectly honest. But I understand some people do have an issue there. I don't think it's rational, but again, this whole thing wouldn't exist if you didn't fucking overshare.
No, the fact that we guess you would find it funny. Yeah, that dude.
That's the healthiest way to deal with this too, right? Find some enjoyment out of it.
My mods were like, "Are you okay?" And one person's like, "She's gonna find it funny, isn't she?" And I literally jumped in and I'm like, "Bro, that shit's hilarious." I'm like, dude, you know the first thing I did when I saw that? I compared it to my own period tracker chat. And sadly, it's not as accurate because I do have very like I don't have regular periods, right? I have
Remember what I said about differences in regularity and irregularity?
irregular periods and it depends. I think this month, chat, my period came in early. Like it is genuinely early. And I think it's gonna hurt a little more because I was really stressed with my like pet situation. Like when I'm more stressed, my period either comes really early or really late. Like it becomes like 40 plus days or I'm talking like the 21st day mark. Like blam, blam, blam. It's so weird.
Another data point to add to the chart, right?
Weird. But sadly, what do you mean but sadly? I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's like this is a normal thing to do. Again.
Actually, hold on. The data point thing I might have to explain. So there were people taking the piss out of this in the VTuber community on X, where they were like, "You got it wrong," and then people would just plug it immediately underneath their chat, underneath their underneath that comment, be like, thank you for giving us valuable input to update our estimates." Treating it like it was like a joke science thing that was like under all so many of these different people reacting to this on X. It was genuinely funny shit, to be perfectly honest. Like, I was like, you're totally wrong. It was like, yes, thank you for the input. We're updating our model.
Just to make my statement clear, I don't think it's a deadass too normal, but because I talk about it, I get it. You know, you said but sadly, I don't even remember what I said but sadly to. Me when we're
I do this sometimes in stream. It's like I say something and then I get distracted and then I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking about?
words are like fillers in my brain. It's like consequences and actions for me, right? Like if I talk about it a lot and this topic becomes a thing, then yeah, it makes sense. Like if I go like, chat, I do this a lot, and then it became like a, how many times does she do this? I get it, but if I
Bro
don't,
was
that's
sad
a
it
bit
wasn't
odd.
accurate because she wanted to use it.
Dude, that's actually what. Remember, like recently I was like, chat, am I about to get my period? And then my phone was dead, and then I couldn't check my period tracker. I was like, and I have to assume. And I thought about, I was like, if only I even asked, I was like, chat, I know one of you dead ass remember.
Another fucking wholesome use of this. Backup for their Oshi. Again, not everyone is motivated by the same things. I can guarantee you, though, someone is motivated by that thought.
remember when my last period was. When was it again? I was like, if only there was it. The thing was on my computer and not my phone. I was like, shit, kind of would be quite peak. Now my first thought seeing that
Would be quite peak if I had a backup for if my phone died for this particular purpose. The duality of man. Don't do this. But it would be quite peak.
is you yelling at chat for slacking when your info is out of date. I'm not that crazy, all right? Like, I'm not gonna make people sit there and log my period dates. Like, are you crazy? I can do it. Don't worry. But like, I'm not gonna make people fucking work for what? But I will say, just because I'm okay with it doesn't mean everyone's okay with it, right? And if some people are not okay with it, then yes, that is weird. You know, like if people are like, hey, this makes me really uncomfortable and this is odd, then having that on is weird, champ. But you know, I don't really care about it too much. It's just my period, bro. However, any individual chooses to share about themselves is their business. Yeah, it's like that's why I'm like I can't like from now the topic of like the online VTuber tracker thing, like the mods would probably like delete people when they ask, or like I'm not gonna give too much of an opinion on it because again, if it's just me that it's easy, I'll be like, oh, that's fine, right? But this is not the case. This is like a bunch. Like a lot of people are involved in it, which then makes it even more of like there's a lot of layers. And I don't
You
like
should make a
speaking on
video
behalf
reminder
of
of the Kool-Aid guy breaking through the wall.
What the fuck, Jad? Yeah, that's Michi's very proud of her period. I'm proud when I survive it. Honestly, if I don't get my period, I panic. When I do get my period, I cry. So it's like a lose-lose. Kind of crazy. And it's one of those things like, if it's just me, I can talk about it. Like, I'll talk about it freely and it's an open topic, right? But the moment it involves other people, that's when it gets more complicated. One thing I won't do, I have opinions, but I will never say an opinion about another person's actions. You know? Like, people can do whatever they want. People can feel however they want. And that's all of it is like valid in their own right. But obviously, basic respect and common courtesy should always exist. And this is, I think, me not giving my 2 cents, considering my 2 cents are like, I'm okay with it. Right? I don't want people to interpret it being like, look, people should be okay with it. Blah, blah, blah. No, because if they're not okay with it, they're not okay with it. It's their period, bro. They have a right to say it, right? So I'm like, I don't want it to be taken wrongly because I know how things can be on the internet chat. I think my chat is pretty chill about like a lot of things. And I feel very comfortable talking about really anything. Even with this, I usually tell people like a heads up. I'm like, hey guys, some questions or some messages might get like deleted from chat. It's not because something crazy happened. It's just because, you know, I don't want to add to any more online shit. I don't want people to be like, oh, she said this, which means she says this about everyone. Or like, she says this, which means this should be the norm. Blah, blah, blah. Or like,
I mean, to be fair, Michi also has to deal with the fact that she does collabs as well. First of all, I'm too small for that, and second of all, even if I got larger, I can guarantee you, people would be coming for my head because of the fact I also talk politics, and I talk politics against the left. So, um, yeah, I don't exactly have this particular concern because that was never gonna fucking happen for me. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense for her to also consider that because again, if she needs to be able to work with these people, she doesn't. She needs to avoid making these people feel uncomfortable. Also, she probably feels uncomfortable making people feel uncomfortable, which is again another thing that's fair to say. Um, so
she says this, which means she's wrong. Like, what? I don't wanna. I'm not part of this conversation, bro. I didn't do nothing, right? So, I keep my distance. That's why some messages are gonna be like, look, not because of anything crazy, because of that common courtesy to like people who are not very pleased with the situation of now. Media literacy, it's not even that, man. Some people.
common courtesy for people who aren't very pleased with this is to tell them do not overshare online. People will always archive it. It is a thing that, first of all, especially if you're in a position like that where obviously there's going to be kiwi farmers trying to farm you as a lol cow. So do not be the lol cow that they can farm. It's basically the like advice of don't feed the trolls, don't overshare, and because even your search histories on shopping websites are logged to catalog to build a database to predict your behavior to better advertise to you. So, and granted, online stores don't have shit what I want, so I basically never. That actually has never worked on me because I don't really give a shit about the vast majority of the things they want. I find the things I want usually quite independently of any of this stuff. So you know,
People just use things to kind of want to prove a point, right? Even though you can do something without thinking that it's gonna do that, but then people will be like, you see, whatever you feel supports my statement, and thus boom bam 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 bam, and you're sitting there and you're like, why me for? I didn't say all that. That's not what I said. That's just how it is. I say this because also, chat, I've been on the internet for quite a while as like a streamer somewhat. So every information that I've shared about myself, which is a lot, are information that I'm comfortable being on the internet, right?
fucking absolutely correct. Again, none of these people would have this fucking problem if they have a problem being on that damn website. By the way, none of them would have this problem. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Taiga is another example of a male streamer. Taiga's a femboy, whose reputation was ruined by Nux. Nux did apologize, and that is a thing between him and Nux. Crimbo did not apologize. So that. But because Crimbo did not help. Crimbo fucking added to that as well. But if you don't want shit again to be public, don't fucking post it publicly. It is literally that simple.
So like, if let's say someone goes like, I know this about her because she talked about it, then yeah, whatever.
Like you have DMs for a reason. It's not that fucking hard to understand.
Like, it's true because I've talked about it. However, if it's like, I know this about her because I assumed it, or like blah blah, I kind of derived from this, that's when I'm like, yeah, slow down, let's not make assumptions, right? And then like speculate shit. That's the weird part. But aside from that, I don't mind. I know the risk of making.
I mean, even the speculative part actually kind of just makes sense too. I mean, it's like if you maybe this comes again from me being part of the older internet culture where we had things like, I mean, we still have things like shipping culture and power scaling, but back in the day before everyone became all moralizing online, to be perfectly honest, this was all basically just debate culture. Like, half of the fun of power scaling is the fact it's basically debate. Half of the fun of shipping culture is debating with people who have rival ships or different interpretations of ships. It's the same thing when it comes to like again, criticism of media. You talk to people who have different viewpoints on what a series means, and it basically becomes a debate. And that's part of the fun. Is it's again a debate culture, and then science itself is predicated on debate. And if you're going to do something like this, then yeah, it ends up becoming a conversation of like, again, how to best evaluate this information, and that requires some degree of debate among the community, which I haven't checked to see if there's a forum for this. It actually wouldn't surprise me if there was a forum for this particular website, or a corollary forum where people actually talk about this stuff. But yeah, it's just debate culture, to be perfectly honest. That's all this is. It's not even just assumption. It is oftentimes probably just people debating amongst themselves, and then again actually deciding a winner, not necessarily based on who would be objectively right, because we can't know this, but rather on who has made the best argument for that particular position. Again, now how accurate that is, fuck if I know, probably not at all. But
information public. It's like when I asked Geary about like, hey Geary, what was your childhood street? And this just tells me, and I'm like, oh, did you have a pet when you were younger? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what's their name? This is their name. I'm like, oh, cool. What's your mother's maiden name? And this just tells me, right? And I sit there and I'm like, well, this is a private interaction with a friend, so it is different. But maybe, just in case, sometimes I yap a lot. I tell a lot of things about myself, but still there are things that I'm like, I'm not okay with this information being public, and then I just don't talk about it. What?
Exactly. If you don't... I don't want to keep beating this dead horse, but yes, stop talking. To be perfectly honest, there are things you should not be talking about online, and that includes especially if you want them to keep private.
What's your blood type? What's your first pet's name? What's the name of it? What's the 3 digits in the back of your credit card number, and your It'd be crazy. Ah, damn. I know this about someone because I assumed it has got to be one of the dumbest mentalities to have. Well, it's... Listen, chat. This is this is the kind of person I am, okay? When you live in a... Just anything. When a lot of people are involved in something, sometimes people do shit. You don't have to understand it. All you know is that it can happen. You just gotta try and not step on the fucking... You know, like, it's not like you're walking on eggshells, but you gotta just walk a little carefully, right? That's the most you can do sometimes, and I don't like to involve myself in nothing.
The
I don't gotta
voices
say
in
in
my
this
head is a
TLDR.
reliable source because they told me Aga.
Just source. It was revealed to me by the microplastics in my brain.
Exactly. And my head says that I am not actually needing to shit, and I'm actually just having cramps.
What's the source of this information? It was revealed to me by the DMT I smoked.
Because the whole time, by the way, today, chat, I was like, do I need to shit or am I cramping? And I go to the bathroom and I'm like, I don't need to shit. I'm cramping. But to make it clear, I have no opinion on it. Or what? I'm no say. And I'm not part of this, bro. I ain't part of it. I'm gone. Also, I did update, like, rules. That's crazy. We have rules. Who knew? But I updated my Twitch rules.
I don't know why that carried on so far. But I mean, yeah, fair enough. You had to update the rules to account for new information. Okay, so we're not gonna watch the whole Kitsunero thing, but I do want to at least get through the beginning part. Again, because I like Kitsunero, I don't really care so much about More Kazahana.
You can track your Oshi's period. It's just what you needed. Have you heard the news? Other way.
Again, she herself was pretty. She was pretty, good spirited about all this. Let's just say.
Either way, I found out about this yesterday morning. Initial reaction.
I will say this model is a lot softer than the one that I usually think of when I think of Kitsunero, and yeah, it is actually pretty cute.
Obviously was bro creeped out. What's the website called again? Ovumoe or something, I think. Ovu.moe. Wah! Back that way. VTuber ovulation tracker. It's gone! It's gone! No!
Oh my god.
How am I gonna track Shanli's period now?
Huh?
What the fuck am I gonna do now? Not like this! What the fuck? No! Bring it back! Bring it back, damn it! Bring it back! No! No!
Again, this is the healthiest way to deal with harmless schizo behavior. Is just again have fun with it. There's no reason to get fucking butthurt about any of this shit. To be perfectly honest.
Oh, my Oshi's period! How do you know? Have a normal hobby? What the fuck? Damn that guy! I think it's
Mods banish him to the shadow realm.
just temporary, I hope so. Either way. So, that happened. That went like omega viral yesterday. Let's watch what Kaza has to say about this. Like, look at this.
Okay, let's see. It is how much of this am I willing to put up with? My main issue with Mori Kazahana is very surface level, no real attempt to get into the deeper, more sophisticated aspects of the drama he usually talks about, which is again why I usually just watch Mama Oko, or because she actually does get into the weeds and into the complications of VTuber drama when she actually talks about it.
In the VTubing space, but essentially it's come out recently where there's been a little bit of a, I don't know, viral post, I guess, referring to one website which some person found, Rock Solid here, who obviously posts a lot of different stuff, especially
Rook Solid follows me, by the way. I'm a cool kid. Yeah.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. That actually, it would surprise me if he didn't follow Kitsunero. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
VTubers every now and again, and he found a website that essentially, tracks, VTubers' ovulation and menstrual cycles. Yeah, it's gone that bad, right?
This is so funny. It's actually so fucking funny. Oh my god, man. Like, I know, it's creepy. It's creepy if someone just like randomly fucking tricks you, period, okay? But this entire concept is just so fucking hilarious. It can't be real. It is! I was on the website. I posted about this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here. That's me. I'm someone's favorite. I'm someone's favorite. And it's wrong, by the way. I wanted to show you guys the...
And it's wrong, by the way. We are updating our models as we speak. Oh my god. Fair enough.
And it's wrong, by the way.
Fake fan, you don't even know the sign.
I wanted to show you guys the comments on the website because I'll talk about it when we get there. I'll talk about it when we get there.
And obviously, it is very weird and very, very odd. And yeah, it's, again, there's been a lot of different reactions. And I think this is one of these situations where there's going to be a big mixed reaction to this.
Tell us the truth then. I actually talk about it a few times on the stream, okay? All of the timestamps that people had were just from Twitter. So you can tell the guy isn't dedicated enough to my period, bro.
Obviously, many people, obviously it's all female streamers. They're all going to, a lot of them feel weirded out by it. A lot of them want their stuff removed from the website. Some people just find it funny as a joke. Again, it is a real mixed bag, and it depends on how they feel about, certain things, which I think, they're all valid in terms of whatever they feel about this. Some people find it weird, but find it funny at the same time.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I do not buy the all opinions are valid thing, especially because again, some opinions just correspond more to reality than others. So, oh, excuse me. I am of the if you don't want this shit like cataloged, don't post it online publicly. Again, because even if it's not on a public website, people are going to be scraping this information, and you can't really do anything about that, to be perfectly honest. So, again.
Some people find it just weird, and they're creepy.
Yeah, I think it's funny and weird at the same time, bro. Bro, there were so many crash outs, which I do want to talk about a little bit too. I know he has one of them on, I think, when I, quickly, skim through this. I think this is Banana Juju, Mincy, Ilyu. Can't read this. Oh, EB. Parrot. Yeah, okay, he has Parrot and Parrot quoted Chekai, so we'll get there.
And they never want this to happen to them. But again, it seems like, this has been a pretty widespread thing, as this poster has come out here, and obviously they've been going into a couple of VTubers and stuff, and many VTubers have also been responding, including like Feifei, Rurigaki, and it seems like...
Riri, I'm sad, I'm not here.
Some people saying this is beyond creepy. Now, let's get into some of the quote tweets, because there's been some pretty big VTubers which have responded to this kind of stuff, including Scooch-chan here, who obviously says, you guys...
Oh my god, I forgot to put Skew-chan in here. Because God, she responded to this.
Think you're so slick, but y'all are inaccurate.
Literally, it's so inaccurate, because they literally...
Again, right here, Squirrel Mob. By providing info that they are wrong, helps them to narrow it down.
Really took any quotes that were referencing any sort of pain. Right? One form of mine was back pain, and I don't even remember if that was related to my period. I don't think it was, but I'm not sure. I have a bad back, genetically. So it's just highly inaccurate, right? I was seeing a bunch of purist VTubers laughing and a bunch of tourists freaking out. Yeah.
The only thing I thought of was, man, someone really took those two posts from Parrot's 4chan GFE video very seriously to create this site. Boy.
You know what? Fair enough. I suspect that this predates that video, though.
I bet Green Parrot is laughing to the bank with this discovery kit.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll go into exactly how this works as well, because you know, you might be wondering, how is someone able to track all of this stuff whenever they don't know
I hope he has the website
the
open.
VTuber personally, and is it actually accurate? Because obviously, yeah, Scooch-chan saying, hey, you know, this is inaccurate, you think you're slick, which again, yeah, you got like Chibidoki here also responding to saying, huh? Because it is.
That's a funny fucking reaction. Holy shit. That sent me. Holy god. Whew. You also, I think, if I remember correctly, had a fairly decent like appreciation of the humor behind all this.
A random and weird kind of thing to kind of come out recently, right? I just, you know, I never expected to be talking about any.
But you know what's funny? On the website, like if you went onto the website itself, it would tell you, like literally here, VTuber fertility cycle, like ovulating right now, VTubers 9%, fertile VTubers 22%. And then it would like say VTubers on their period. Oh my god, man.
Anything like this, because.
But if we don't have these websites, how will I know when my Oshi is fertile? Oh my god. That the joke, even that joke is actually just funny because it's like the ultimate parody of like parasociality, where it's like you're too overly attached to your Oshi, and then you make fun of the parasociality by just leaning into the parasociality by like positing the most unhinged parasocial behavior you could imagine.
A VTuber ovulation tracker is crazy, right? And
it is crazy.
Like, Banana Juju here saying,
is it? I mean, this is like one of those things where it's like, if you told me about it, I wouldn't be surprised. And in fact, I wasn't surprised when I heard that this existed. It just happened to be a thing that I had never personally thought about, but it didn't surprise me when I found out about it. And again, this also might be a difference in how me and Kitsu and a lot of these other people understand human behavior. I mean, I am familiar with the the information in the book A Billion Wicked Thoughts, which was all about how a bunch of engineers, I don't remember the author's name per se, but then I've also listened to his Google lecture on the subject matter, how a bunch of engineers violated the ethical guidelines of psychologists and sociologists, and like, wait, we have all this information from like search engines. Why don't we just crunch the data? And they tracked all. They basically tracked all the searches for uh, porn sites to gather as much information as possible. And well, their findings were actually quite enlightening, to be perfectly honest. Like, so this is why this is a thing. Interesting. So again, it if you ever get the chance to read A Billion Wicked Thoughts, or even watch, I'll put it in the I guess I'll put it in the description. I would suggest doing so because it helps to explain a lot of strange and deviant behavior. But just this would not have surprised me, like, at fucking all. It didn't surprise me. It was just, damn, I actually can't believe I didn't ever thought about this being a possibility, to be perfectly honest.
People, we have...
Bro, I just, like, I don't get it. Why would you even tweet that? That's such a dumb thing to tweet, not gonna lie, bro.
Oh, yeah, Banana Juju. People, we have a male-female loneliness epidemic. Also, people. Yeah, this is one of those times where Banana Juju kind of just had a terrible take, to be perfectly honest. Like, again, she probably came from the assumption that this is a serious issue of like paraphilia and not an issue of like just one giant shitpost, which is objectively what this website is. It is just one giant continuous shitpost.
That is such a dumb thing to tweet. Like, how is this even related? We have male-female loneliness epidemic. Also, people, like, this is just such a dumb thing to tweet.
Yeah, it is a complete non sequitur. Like, are these two related? Possibly, but at the same time, you didn't exactly explain or allude to how these two things were related.
So unrelated. Oh my god. Like, Banana Juju has been kind and nice to me, but that's just dumb.
Male/female.
We are all retarded at some point in our lives, and we can all forgive someone for their momentary retardation. Right? Just saying.
Loneliness
So
epidemic,
unrelated.
also people, which is this, which again is pretty interesting. And obviously, yeah, you got people like Mincy here who was.
Yeah, Vito's also on the list, which is what I wanted to bring up, which is why I wanted to pull up the website. I wanted to show that Vito is on there. This site is not to be taken serious. People take any notion of.
Again, yeah, Taiga, fucking Rock Solid, and Beetle were on here, so it's like, yeah, that leans into the whole shitpost theory. This is like, again, people did not understand. Well, I mean, to be fair, there's always a group of people who a shitpost goes over the head of, but
Oh, Tommy Hoyd. People put Vito on there, and the source is ChatGPT. Why are you taking the serious, bro? Like, why are you taking this serious? What he's relating. From what I've heard from multiple people, including Remus Discord, that the website is currently down for maintenance. Oh, okay, cool. I hope it's coming back up soon.
oh, okay, that makes
Who
sense.
also commented saying, yeah, so I don't.
Again, Keats has taken this well enough that she actually wants the website to go back up as it's down for maintenance. And to be perfectly honest, I don't want this website to go down either. This is fucking hysterical. Like, this is actually funny to me.
I think I want to, on this planet anymore, which again, yeah, it seems like she has also been added to this, which obviously is pretty crazy. A lot of people saying it's an entire website dedicated to it. You got Elio here saying,
but I just gotta respect the commitment though, because everything is hand checked. Like, I looked like at the rules and like how you submit stuff. Everything is hand checked.
I'm glad I was actually sitting through more Kazahana, because now I can actually read this. Like, I forgot to bring this up on stream, but yeah, she is absolutely site design, copyright, schizophrenic ovulation guy. Again, yes, this entire website is a fucking shitpost. So it reads, if you are or know a VTuber who would like to not be tracked, please file a report with reason removal request and include a link to something confirming they express a desire to be removed from the website. Oh my goodness. So there's even a way to get yourself taken off the site and then they won't. Oh my god. This is why getting too outraged too quickly is a bad thing. Because sometimes there is an actual solution to your problem, and you being too outraged actually stops you from seeing it. The one, no doxing or identity speculation. Based. Do not connect two personas unless they themselves publicly affirm the connection. Do not upload content that reveals location or other personal details, even if publicly available. Err on the side of caution. That's also based. 2. All talents, contributors, and visitors to the site must be at least 18. Yeah, I mean, fair. Nothing on this website is medical advice. If you are in pain, please consult a qualified professionals. 4. Do not spam, troll, bot, or grief. I mean, this entire website is a bit of a troll. 5. Do not be a nuisance to the girls. Again, fair. Do not mention their cycle to them unless they mention it first. I mean, yeah, that would be the general advice. Be kind. You can do it. Let's see. 6. All talents added to the site must be VTubers. IRL idols or others without any VTuber activity are prohibited. Again, yeah, fair enough. Based, just keep everything on topic. 7. Do not upload any content illegal in your jurisdiction or illegal in New York. Well, I know where this site is. Well, I think we can tell where this site was founded.
There's no AI involved. It's just human. It's just pure human autism. Like, not gonna lie.
This is way too accurate. I'm actually impressed. And here you go. They've got like an entire like chart and stuff.
And again, as I said, it's gonna vary because apparently this was accurate. Just saying.
With the VTuber's name and their, obviously links and stuff. And then they've got like a calendar pretty much tracking every single little thing about, their periods and stuff, which I think is absolutely crazy. People saying someone favorited your ovulation times, says I didn't even notice that. So again, there are people actually favoriting this.
Oh shit, Myoshi actually is on here. What the fuck?
And adding it to something. Again, I don't exactly know what the point is to this.
There's no point. There's no point, bro. Under the rules, at the bottom, somewhere there it says, the schizophrenic ovulation guy. That's what the guy refers to as himself, bro.
kind of I don't know. I don't know what the kind of outcome would be for someone. Why they would really want to know this kind of information.
He's a Mythic member? What the fuck? I didn't know this. I just learned something about my Oshi because of this site. What the fuck? I didn't. Wait, is she actually a. Wait, hold on. I have to check this out.
Let me tell you why. Because you see your VTuber having a woman moment and you'll be like, is it that time of the month again? Let me just quickly check that calendar. Ah, yeah, she's having a woman moment. Understandably, have a nice day. Bro. Someone said, if you're already tracking it, at least buy the people that are being tracked like some like snacks for their period. And honestly, I'm so with them on that.
A bit of a wholesome joke.
Might be. Someone was very salty about it. We'll get to it. He has the tab open.
But again, obviously, it seems like someone has gone deep enough to actually, create something like this, which again is extremely weird and odd. And yeah, it's crazy, right? There's been more people.
Welcome to the internet. You normies are the fucking invaders, to be perfectly honest. We have been schizo online since before you could conceive. Like, are these people not familiar with the fucking old Usenet forums? The strangeness online is, again, was at one point the norm before everything got smoothed over for the normies.
As well, saying, how in God's name could you possibly know theirs? Which, again, this features a lot of VTubers. It features a lot of indie VTubers, as we've seen.
Oh my god, Myoshi actually is a member of Mythic Talent. I did not fucking know that.
Seen, like Mincy and stuff, and so many other people as well commenting on it, Scoo channel as well. But also it's covering a lot of agency VTubers as well.
Yeah, couples, yeah.
Fuamoko, which is crazy.
Yeah,
and saying, how in God's name could you possibly know theirs? And yeah, we essentially go into as to why they know theirs, which again, this is one of the kind of
oh, there it is. Yeah, Tommy Hoyt. Took some tummy hot medicine.
Crazy. And they're saying, how in God's name could you possibly know theirs? And yeah, we essentially go into as to why they know theirs, which again, this
he skipped over Shekai there. I hope we get back to her.
This is one of the kind of things that's come up. This one is apparently Mint's page, which again, still very, very odd, but they say this is not good evidence.
It just isn't, and this is why it shouldn't be taken serious, because anything in relation of Tommy Hoyt was being taken as evidence. Like, sure, it could be, but it's just inaccurate, bro.
Help. And essentially, the source that they use is Twitter. They use Twitter and different announcements and things like that whenever it comes to breaks and things. And yeah, I think it is pretty crazy, and obviously it is pretty wildly inaccurate too. Sometimes they might get they might hit the nail on the head, right? Because it could line up.
But like sometimes the tummy just Hoyt. Sometimes
yeah, because sometimes you just eat raw chicken, apparently, right?
tummy just hot, man.
But they're essentially taking any kind of Twitter post saying that they're feeling ill, or that they're taking medicine, or that they're taking a break, or whatever, and they're essentially taking that as, oh, okay, it's that time of the month. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? People say,
are you gonna actually have any kind of substantive analysis of this, or are you just gonna like spout what are we doing here?
Matara tried to kill me again, picture of blood, which again, that's crazy.
That is so dumb. Like, it literally doesn't even make sense. Stream timestamps were also qualified sources. I haven't seen any though. Like that, making it more accurate with that, like sure, yeah. But like most of the things I've seen is literally just like random tweets like this. It's like, come on.
A source, like what? So she can send 0, more like anomaly 0. Currently laying down because of my tummy, but thank you for stream. So yeah, obviously they're like associating tummy aches and headaches and things like that as like a kind of, I guess, because obviously nobody's gonna say like, oh, I'm on my period and whatever. I'm gonna be taking a break or whatever.
Absolute tourist behavior, because that is actually something that happens more often than people think. It is a definitely VTuber by VTuber thing, but again, yeah, as we literally saw an example of someone being like, "I'll tell you," right? There's no need for speculation. I will tell you. So again, this whole thing where it's like, yeah, my guy, That's just objectively, provably not true. Like obviously some won't, but like no one is. Yeah, that's not. That is not reflective of reality. Oh my god, Neuro-sama is on here. The fucking AI. I didn't check for Neuro earlier, but she just popped up in the feed. It's like, uh, and again, like the fucking computer program is on here. You really want to take this seriously, my guy? Right?
They usually say, "I've got a headache, I've got a tummy ache, I've got something, so I'm not going to be streaming."
I will say tummy hot is like usually used as a code for period pain with a lot of corporate VTubers.
Yeah, I mean there is that too.
Just to be fair, just to be completely fair here.
And again, another reason. Again, the reason I'm not particularly a fan of Mora Kazahana is again tourist. Passingly familiar with some of these topics, but not nearly enough to qualify for commentary.
But obviously, this website is finding any kind of tweet that is saying that and essentially putting it together and, yeah, kind of assuming that that is the case when they could genuinely have a headache or a tummy ache or whatever, right? Which, again, I think is crazy, right? You got Parrot as well saying, I knew there was some anons that were keeping track of the Oshi cycles. I didn't know one decided to start tracking everyone's, which is, yeah, crazy.
Well, it's just a website made for it. It's so funny.
These are some of they got like a trending page for the most popular VTubers, right? You got Ira.
This is crazy. Why? Like this is crazy. Like who would do this? As you literally show the website that you're complaining about. Like the VTubers we talked to, the VTubers when they complained about this site, they didn't fucking like actually show anything. You're literally saying this is weird, and then showing us who the trending VTubers on the VTuber ovulation tracker is. Like, pick a lane, my guy.
Why does it have a trending algorithm? That's what I don't get. What do you mean, trending ovulating VTubers?
I mean, to be fair, it could just be these are like the most currently looked up at the time.
What's this?
I must know if the rat. I'm kidding.
Supposed to mean.
And Fuwa and Mari and Cleo and like Screwchan and Mint and it bails. It's crazy, right? It's crazy that this is even like a thing, that someone has actually gone through the effort of doing this, coding this, and obviously putting it on a website.
It's
and
so
people
funny.
are actually interacting with this, right? Because people have got favorites. I don't think
this isn't even like major schizo behavior, by the way. Like if you've ever actually encountered like an online schizo, like this is actually not that particularly egregious. Schizos online get really, really fucking bizarre. So, like as far as like schizo behavior, this is actually not all that surprising, and it's actually fairly well measured. It's like this is fairly well controlled schizo behavior.
It's a super popular website. Don't get me wrong. And again, I don't know what it is, but essentially this.
Bro, I love 4chan schizos. They're so funny. Like guaranteed, this is someone from 4chan that made this. Like guaranteed. There's like no way it's not a 4chan schizo. Bro, this is so.
You think someone from Reddit could have done this? To be perfectly honest, you think a Tumblrite could have done this? Nah, fuck, absolutely not. Of course, this is a Redditor who did this.
Funny, so fucking funny.
Say favorites 5. So there's only 5 people that have favorited that, which makes me think that it's not an exactly well visited website or anything, which I guess is a good thing about that at the end of the day. And obviously it seems like Rock Solid has found this.
Yeah. Alana said yesterday that when she was getting an attitude once, one of her viewers asked if she was on her periods or something, and he was right, and she couldn't react to it, but she was secretly like, grrr. Fucking unlucky, man. Bro, fucking unlucky. To be fair, when I'm on my period and I know I'm in bad mood swings, I do let my chat know. I do tell them, bro, don't test me, I will ban you. I will be unreasonable today if someone gets on my nerves. Like, to be fair, I do warn people, so.
Stumbled upon it, and now it's become a pretty big thing.
So apparently there's an add VTubers thing on here now. I'm gonna add myself on here and see how long it takes anyone if they ever figure out if they ever comment on me being on here. Hold on.
And you got people like Bonnie Barkswell as well saying, excuse me, there's a website for tracking my menstrual cycle, which again is crazy. They're saying, this is doing the rounds, so I'll clarify something. I think this is funny and I'm okay with my community doing this, but from replies and quotes, it's clear that there are still some people who are uncomfortable. If you're a fan wanting to track your Oshi, I think it's polite to ask them first. That being said, I'm in a bad mood today and I'm craving sour candies.
Nice. Honestly, I'm with her. Yeah, like I don't care. I guess whatever, man. I don't care. I do talk about it and whatever. If you're gonna take whatever the fuck I said publicly, I'm gonna put it on a board. Sure, you're a bit creepy, but whatever, do it. I don't care.
You're welcome. Which obviously, you know, obviously saying something about that. But again, I think it is one of these cases, right, where there's going to be a big kind of, I guess, gap in terms of people that are okay with it, people that aren't okay with it. But I think at the end of the day, you really need to, again, you know, Bonnie's.
It seems like she has at least come to terms with it, given she ended that last one with a fucking joke.
Saying, hey, you know, ask them. But even asking someone, hey, could I track this? It is still very, very odd, right, to do that.
Why do you think they just did this? Like, who the fuck is gonna go and ask to do this? It's like, first of all, they're gonna look at you like a schizophrenic. Secondly, because you are, but you know, to be fair, if you're doing this, you probably are some kind of schizo, right? At which point, it's like, yeah, what would be the point of like, again, what would be the point?
And I don't even.
Yeah, the rules on this website say, by the way, like, don't bother the VTubers you are tracking. Like, don't bother them. Don't go, like, directly talking to them about this. Like, don't bother them. Like, I honestly think...
Oh my god, I just realized, if shitpost rock posted, if he put himself on the VTuber ovulation tracker and then pretended as if someone else did it, that it would be a I mean, obviously, the joke setup is fucking hysterical, but no one would know. How would you prove it wasn't Rock Solid who added Rock Solid to the list?
The rules are actually kind of polite.
Oh yeah, they
like,
are.
for someone being a fucking schizo, the rules are pretty fucking polite.
The thing about like schizos is like not all of them are abrasive or complete. Even some of the unhinged schizos have the sense of like, well, I don't want to cause anyone problems. But this is again more common among the internet schizo than you would expect if you're not familiar with online internet schizo behavior.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but again, as I said, some people like Bonnie are fine with it, but you know, some people are definitely not so fine with it. For example, like Shakai here saying, whoever added me into this shit, whoever made this website, you're such a piece of shit and I hope you break your bones.
Bro.
Yeah, that's an overreaction.
I want to say I like Shakai, but this way too far. She kind of lost it there. She really did crash up, but shit, I think there's an explanation for it.
That's funny. That's fucking funny, actually.
I think there's an explanation for it. This is hers. This was hers. Check the date.
You know what? I didn't even connect the dots. That is fucking funny.
I like Shika, okay? I have no issue with her. We've always been nice together. Like, never had an issue with her. But bro, you gotta chill. This like what you wrote there, that's not okay. This is not okay. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she had a very invalid crash out. I'm not gonna lie.
Jesus Christ, chill. Oh my god, man. Let me go back over here. This is, bro, it's way too far.
You learn to coding to create such a messed up website. It's creepy. Seek therapy, you freak. It's so disrespectful towards women. Can't grown-ass men rather touch grass than make women's life miserable? Now,
I just don't know.
It is not enough to touch grass. I must eat God. Right? That's the appropriate response to that, to be perfectly honest. It's like, I'm touching the grass, and yet my problems remain unfixed, right? Oh my god. They just Whenever someone tells you to touch grass, just tell them it's like my problems are too deep to be fixed by grass. I must eat God.
Understand how is this making anyone miserable? It's just it's not that deep. Also, I actually
It makes you it if this makes you like angry like to the point where it ruins your day, you're taking yourself too seriously, and you're taking these people too seriously, to be perfectly honest.
you have to call Shekai out on this, bro. I can't do it on the website. It's fucking broken. Bro, the ones they were taken as an example were so extreme. They were so extreme. I don't know, maybe she deleted them now. I don't know. Because they were used as an example.
I mean, I was able to, like, granted, like, I was able to find that particular one, but that was like that was a screenshot, so it's entirely possible that, yeah, she did come to her senses after that, and, like, that didn't exactly reflect well on me.
I found an archive copy. Yes, let's give. Like, obviously, don't, like, go harassing her or anything. Like, duh, I'm just saying, like, chill. But, like, look at. Oh, I gotta actually go to the other side. Yeah, sorry. Bro, I had to fart, so I just let it go, but I forgot I'm on my period and blood exploded out of my coochie the moment I farted, ruining my clothes. I hate being a woman.
Woman! What the fuck are you complaining about? Like, what the fuck are you complaining about? People are talking about this thing that makes me uncomfortable. Woman, you are literally doing, like, what you're saying here is far more embarrassing than anything that came out of this fucking website. What the hell is wrong with you? This crash out is completely invalid. Like, oh my god, why would you tweet this? What the fuck?
Like, that's vile. Bro. I think that's way worse, personally. My period leaked and I didn't notice. I could see red spots on my sweatpants, and the little boy was pointing at me. The moment my phone fell down, and I went down to grab it screaming at his mother. Mom, look, she did shit herself, so big people do it too. Okay, that was just funny.
Okay, I also don't believe that actually happened. I think that might have been a story she concocted just for it to be funny.
This one is vile, bro. What do lesbians do on their period? Finger paint. Like, what?
Okay, okay, what the fuck? I've never been a big fan of, like, the fucking, like, period blood modern art bullshit. Fucking grotesque, but, it has nothing to do with the, like, it
What? Bro. Bro. Like,
again, the oversharing thing is like, I'm on my period, I'm on my period, I'm on my period, I'm on my period. If you don't want people to know that you're on your period, shut the fuck up about being on your period. It's not that fucking hard, to be perfectly honest. You do not have to voice every thought that comes into your head. Like, woman, have you ever had an unvoiced thought?
you can't text that. Like, you can write this and then react like this. You just can't do that, man. Just be so for real.
Can't tell me that if you have a Kiwi Farms like page, if you have a Kiwi Farms fucking like a archive of your behavior, that's not going to be on that fucking archive. Again, you want it to remain private. Don't fucking say it on the on a public forum.
Crimson Sailing. I'd be so for real. And then complaining about it. You posted that shit publicly. Sure, you didn't want someone to track it, and you shouldn't expect someone to track it. A normal thing is to not track it, right? But there's creeps on the internet. If you don't want someone to know, don't talk about it. Like, why are we acting surprised that there's retards and idiots and schizophrenic people and just creepy people on the internet?
Because it helps for, like, because it's easy to moralize at that point, to be perfectly honest. You can get brownie points for calling out, like, schizophrenic behavior, and actually do, like, even if it's, like, behavior that doesn't actually hurt anyone.
I had an argument about this on Twitter today, right? And I told them, they said, this is as if you're saying, like, women shouldn't wear like short skirts because they're asking for it, like to get like roped and whatever. And I said, no, fuck off, that's not it. Well, I didn't say fuck off, right? I was trying to be polite.
I will agree that that is a complete non sequitur. Like, that is a complete false comparison.
I said it's more like fucking locking your door. Because, sure, you don't expect someone to fucking break in, but don't be oblivious that there are bad actors. Just lock your goddamn door. Like, it's the fucking internet, man. Like,
and also, again, I don't think Kitsu's even saying that these people who run this website are themselves bad actors. And I highly doubt that they're actually bad actors. They just seem like schizos who are just having a laugh.
Can respect check, but she cannot be serious about internet artists not existing. That's what I mean. It's the internet, everything exists somewhere, yeah. Plus, it's so fucking inaccurate to begin with. Fucking Vidal is on there. There, I can't show you on the website, but I know Rosie posted about Vidal. Like, look, fucking Vidal is on here. You can't take this shit serious, man. Source, ChatGPT. What do you mean? By the way, that's my opinion on this.
Beetle is actually a single mother in disguise. It's actually really fucking funny.
Again, I don't know if it's a man or a woman who made this website. Hey, maybe it was a woman. You never know. But again, obviously, you know, the assumptions and whatever fly out. We don't know who made this website or who is the owner.
On the bottom of this website somewhere it says schizophrenic ovulation guy.
But it is creepy either way, right? People saying, oh, also is.
I'm gonna have to ask people to define what creepy means, because depending on the context, it can mean, and depending on the person, the word creepy means very different things. And actually, that's one of those words that it has a very distinct meaning based on the sex of the person using it. So, like, when a guy uses the word creepy and when a woman uses the word creepy, they oftentimes are referring to two very different things. But yeah.
Not accurate for me. I take the pill, so it happens when I want it to happen.
I don't know what pill she takes, but like the birth control, like the normal birth control, like the average birth control, you take it for 3 weeks, and then you stop for a week, and then your period happens. So your period on birth control is still normal. Like, it's still having a normal cycle. It's having a better cycle than if you're off the pill. Source me. When would you want to have your period? Legit, man. What do you mean you're timing your period?
I mean, there's all kinds of medical literature out there about the interesting and detrimental effects that hormonal birth control actually has on the body and on the brain. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of birth control or hormonal birth control per se, because the consequences are devastating at times. Uh, if you want to know a bit about like the consequences of hormonal birth control, I would suggest Aiden Paladin's video on birth control, where she actually goes through. Hold on. Yeah, turns out birth control has, when you fuck with someone's hormones, you fuck with their body and their brain, and that there are consequences to this. So yeah, she actually has a really good video on this particular topic. It condenses a lot of academic research, and there is more out there than what's presented in here. But for like a very brief introduction to the topic, this is a good starting point. So, I think.
They're saying site's down now, it looks like. So again, it seems like this site is no longer up, and probably some people reported it, with many people being unhappy with.
There's certain types that do stop it, but usually that's an injection. Yeah, and I highly doubt that she's referring to that.
You know, this.
I will keep my mouth shut on that one.
Being up and this being kind of, a public thing, which I do think, you know, it's fair enough. I think it is extremely weird and extremely creepy. As I said, I don't know why someone would want to know. Like, you know, sure, like, if you wanted to know in terms of, like, I guess, you know, when they're going to go on a break or maybe not stream for a couple of days, sure, but...
That's all you can think about for this particular thing. Again, total normie behaviors. Like I was able to figure out multiple reasons that you might want to be able to like again have a website like this, even as just like a joke, right? Like at the beginning of the video, I listed several wholesome reasons why someone might use a website like this outside of just a joke. So it's not that hard to conceive of because I'm not a particularly like it's not like I'm a genius, right?
Like just wait for the announcement, right? I think it's really that you don't need to start tracking them and doing this kind of stuff. It's weird.
It is weird, yes.
I mean, it is weird, but it also doesn't require justification, to be perfectly honest.
It is, but again, it's just highly inaccurate. It's just funny. It's just a joke. It's just a meme. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep for you to saying, "Hope you will break your bones." That's not okay. You don't say that, bro. You don't, bro. Stop.
It is extremely weird. It's just so creepy. You got people like Kitsu as well.
Yes, me.
Saying, bro, what? And then putting down here saying also it's slightly wrong, so take that idiot who's tracking this. So it seems like not all of these are fully accurate, which I guess is a good thing, because obviously if it was more accurate, it could present a big problem for a lot of people, right?
What is the big problem? Like, genuinely speaking, what is the big problem? None of this, for example, has location data. None of this has, for example, identifying information. Even if it was actually accurate, let's hypothetically state that this was like, for the sake of conversation, that it was accurate. What is the actual problem that you were alluding to that this could cause? Not like anyone knows who these people are. And it's not like any of this was private information. Literally, all of the material provided for the dates are the result of them not being able to shut the fuck up and keep their own privacy under control. Right? They literally freely gave this information. They weren't coerced to give this information. They gave this information, and then someone used this publicly accessible information to then make this little art project and shitpost. And even if this was still accurate, it could still just be a shitpost, right? Like half of the. So I don't get. You're obviously making an implication here, and I'm not very comfortable with the implication being made here.
But yeah, obviously, as I said, very, very mixed reaction to it. Also, some people have been posting stuff like this, for example, like the
I do have a feeling that a lot of people are a little bit too comfortable implying things about people very not even obliquely, but very transparently. So
Deep Space one, because if you don't know,
legit though, bruh. But when the game does it, it's okay because that sexy Korean NPC is talking sweet to me. Bro, like, fuck off.
Love and Deep Space has a feature for women to essentially, track their periods and stuff.
Oh my god, man.
Game, which, again, is obviously all consensual, and they've signed up to it themselves to do that. And some people actually use it, right? Which, again, they can do what they want.
But there you opt in? Yeah.
Can you do this to any other kind of thing, though? Like, again, all of it, it's not like this was, like, publicly available on alt accounts, for example, right? It's not like someone had to go to their, let's say, like, public identity account to get this information. No, they, on their own account for their own VTuber avatar and persona, provided this information. They are actually themselves just responsible for this website having actually been made because they provided all the information. So they're partly responsible for this because they provided the information to make this all possible in the first place. It's not like they had to go digging for any secret lore for this to happen. This was all very surface level, accessible information. And if you can do it with this, what about any other surface level identifiable information? Like, I mean, I hate to tell you this, Mr. Kazahana, but most of the stuff you talk about could, if we're going to extend this to this, you don't exactly ask for permission to talk about people. And I think it would be fucking stupid to assume that you would have to ask permission to talk about these publicly available things that people say and give your opinion on them because they were made in public and are accessible to the public by design. They are public statements. So I Who honestly, I don't understand why I would give a why I should give a fuck about that. Again, if you don't respect your own privacy, people are you're gonna lose your privacy. It's kind of that simple.
Sure, but still. Sure, you're right. You opt in, you do that on your own. It's still funny, bro. It's still funny.
And of course, it's with their own kind of, consent and stuff doing that. But obviously, this website is completely different because they've done it completely without their consent or whatever, or asking them if it's okay to do that. And
My guy, you're saying it like this was on a fucking like it's on their real life account or on like a past life account, and that like they didn't literally provide this information on their own account. Like again, you literally showed examples of people literally saying that they were on their period. And yes, obviously some schizo who may have a funny joke could potentially use that to make a funny joke, which is exactly what happened here. Like you do not have a basis on which to say, well, he had to ask for permission. I mean, you can make fun of people without their permission. Like if someone says something out in the open and it's a stupid thing to say, you can highlight that that was a stupid thing to say. You don't need to ask their permission. And yes, at this point, it is kind of a people are oversharing, and that's kind of that's kind of like the whole thing of the joke is you're sharing too much information, kind of deal.
They've just essentially put it up, but essentially they're saying like, oh hey, is it okay because Love and Deep Space, with the Love and Deep Space one they're saying, oh you're so sweet, and then they're saying with this one, Hello Human Resources, saying that hey, it's like different, but yeah, it is different. I don't know if that's trying to make fun of it and trying to make a joke of saying like, hey, how are these two different?
I mean, to be fair, these are two this is a bad comparison. I will give you this. This is a bad comparison. But your complaint doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, but again, I hope that that is like actually what it means and what they're actually trying to display there, saying that hey, this is actually worse because they haven't consented to this, which I think is crazy. People saying the difference is probably.
Okay, that's funny. Benny B Button on the fucking chat for more for Kitsunera says the plebeian women track their periods themselves. The advanced users do it on Love and Deep Space. Most advanced users have their periods tracked by internet schizos. That's fucking funny. Again, the jokes kind of just write themselves of this whole situation.
Either in the game, you consent to having your period tracked and say no reasonable answers allowed, only silly ones.
True.
Which, yeah, obviously, I think they're just
True.
trying to make a joke, right? And yeah, I think it is obviously very, very odd. There's been a lot of different quote retweets and stuff of people, pulling up their page or whatever.
Again, not on VTuber Ovulation Tracker. It's like you don't even care. Again, it's like, oh my god. It's like, hold on. Oh, there's another one in the comment right there. Mira R. Callis. Bro, just ask me about it. What the fuck? My period is irregular, so best to ask straight from the source. Again, everyone's, is different. But very wildly different, responses to all this. Some people just understand this is funny. Other people are like, hey, I'm wildly uncomfortable. But if you're wildly uncomfortable, why did you make all this public in the first place? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Finding out.
Not on the VTuber Ovulation Tracker. It's like you don't even care, bro. Chat, do you even like your Oshi if you don't track their period? Are you really your Oshi supporter? Do you really? Is your Oshi really your Oshi if you don't track their period?
What they've found out about them, right? And they're saying not on it. It's like you don't even care.
Do you want us to start? What do you mean? I'm already on the website. Someone put in some work.
Said, bro, just ask me about it. So yeah, obviously some people saying like, hey, just ask me and I'll tell you, right? Like I don't care. Obviously, yeah, as we saw with Shakai, they are not very happy with this. Some people making fun of Niara, saying, why isn't Niara showing up?
Oh my god.
That's fucking funny. May and Niara never show up on that fucking website. Holy shit.
Oh no, no, no.
They are not very happy with this.
No.
Which one of you did this?
Jesus,
That's
bro.
funny. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Some people making fun of Niara, saying, why isn't Niara showing up in it?
Oh my god, bro, chill.
Let's say which one.
Bro, that's nasty. Shots fired, bro. That's nasty.
Did it,
I mean, Niara kind of brought it on themselves.
I'm saying, yeah, obviously, Akaskala is also there too. And again, it doesn't matter if it's like a big VTuber or a small one. It seems like a lot of people are in this, right? And you got people like Vixie as well saying, yo, I was included for once. You know, again, I'm not sure if this is like one person who has actually gone out of their way to do every single page on each.
No, you can there's literally on the website and add evidence and add VTubers. So no, this is a more than one person effort.
These VTubers, or if this is like some kind of community-based thing where like some people are tracking their favorite.
It literally says create an account and add a VTuber, add evidence right there. Like you can sign up to the website and like submit the information, but it's gonna be human checked. Like someone is like signing off on it.
Ones and their favorite VTubers and making pages for their favorite VTubers. I'm not sure how big of a scale this goes, or if
anyone is still watching this at this point, feel free to add me to this. I will think it's funny.
This is just a small scale thing where it was just one guy that was being weird and managed to just go through every single VTuber.
Of course it's not one guy, bro. Of course not. What the fuck? Of course not. Like...
Could one person do this? Yes. Did one person do this? Almost certainly not. Just like, what is with this speculation? What the fuck is this?
Not even, bro. There's no. I can't English. Like, of course this is a group effort.
You know, who's saying, who put me on here, weirdo? Joke's on you because you did it wrong. So it's like, yeah, mine is irregular, so it can't be tracked. Which obviously, yeah, some people.
And also, just like, again, look at the fucking text right here. He's got the tongue out. He's got the tongue out emoticon right here. They are not taking this seriously.
So it's like, yeah,
they see
mine
it
is
as a joke
irregular,
too.
so it can't be tracked. Which obviously, yeah, some people are different whenever it comes to this kind of stuff. And yeah, people like, who needs to know this level of information? Like, this is actually, you know, I hate living in this era. Thing I found.
That person's not even a VTuber. Their opinion doesn't matter in this conversation. Notice how a decent chunk, if not the majority of VTubers that we've covered so far, actually don't really have a problem with this. I'm just saying. And also, what happened to no uterus, no opinion, right? Why is this guy giving his opinion?
I myself on there said I want.
Now, I don't believe in no uterus, no opinion, so I don't really give a shit about that like particular thing. But you know,
want to be put on this website. Some people want to be put on this website, which is crazy. You know, I think we saw Scooch-chan's response.
Maybe if you are talking about drama and you are saying that it's crazy some people want to be put on here, maybe you should actually stop and try to think about why people want to be put on here. I can't stand this guy.
People like said, don't do this, even if women were cool with them knowing, making assumptions about their health and emotional states and linking it to their cycle, then tracking that publicly is sexist and creepy as hell.
What?
By the way, she is literally policing what women can do, what women can consent to. Like, she's literally saying, right here, let's see, even if all women were cool with you knowing. So, like, even if the entire class of women agreed, it would still be wrong because it would still be, sexist and creepy as hell. So, literally, everyone consenting would not like make this okay. Even though there's nothing particularly even though again this is all just compiling publicly available information.
What? Chill out, man. It's sexist now?
Yeah, she's just virtue signaling, to be perfectly honest.
You know what's sexist? That we don't include men's periods. That's sexist, I say, bro. Wait, where are my man's periods at, bro? Bro, I gotta know what my viewers are.
I guess we're gonna have to start tracking Hexagon sperm count. That's funny.
We have Vito? Yeah, but we only have Vito. I don't know if we have any other males, bro. We need more male VTuber ovulating
I volunteer for tribute.
stuffs. Is this more controversial than the T app? You know what? It has better security than the T-app, which is funny.
So yeah, as I said,
fair enough.
Very, 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 very mixed responses, right? It is crazy, you know, the difference in a lot of VTubers. You know, as I said, some VTubers.
Hold on. Jokes on them, honey. Oh yeah.
Say, you know, jokes on them, I'm infertile, this is weird, it's extremely dangerous in the US to even pretend you have this information, you know, saying, you know, what the hell, it ended on the 25th, no way. So some people are getting it
This one got it right there.
right as well. Which, as I said, you know, some people dislike it, some people like it, some people just find it funny or don't care. It is very, very much in the middle.
Just let the schizos be schizo. It's not that fucking hard. You don't have to participate in the schizo culture. Just let the schizos be schizo.
But me personally, you know, obviously I'm a dude at the end of the day, so you know, I can't really say too much on it in terms of like, oh, I think this is bad or I think this is good. It honestly depends on what the women think about this, right? But I do think it is a bit creepy, like, at least from my perspective and my opinion from the outside.
Yeah, but you also don't seem to have taken any kind of effort to understand what this thing is for in the first place. It's obviously a joke. Like, you did. Like, again, if you're going to report on this and you're going to see that there are people who actually want to be on this website, why didn't you take the time to think about why it is they want to be on this website? Like, presumably as a drama reporter, you should be able to like actually figure this stuff out and report on it. That's literally the function of your like your job here, right?
I just think it's funny. Like, literally, my initial reaction was like, what the fuck, bruh? What do you mean I'm on? What the fuck? Like, sure, it's creepy. Yeah. Like, initial response, absolutely, bro. I was creeped out, but then when I thought about it, it's just like kind of funny.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I kind of figured out what it was like immediately. Again, it's a shit post, but it's like all Kitsunero had to do in order to figure this out was just sit down and think about it for a bit, and then she figured out what was going on. This is not hard. This is to the point of like willful ignorance, to be, in my opinion.
It's kind of funny.
Maybe I'm being a little harsh, but it's like, again, drama tuber. It's your job to actually present the drama, right?
It is creepy, but obviously, as I said, people have different opinions on this kind of stuff. And you got Spirited saying, maybe I'm insane for saying this, but I find this super weird and creepy. I get that we have men's mental health problems that many don't want to talk about. I also get that men are lonely, but this is just creepy, which, yeah.
I don't think this is tied to the loneliness epidemic. Like, again, it was dumb when Banana Jutu brought this up. It's dumb when Espiritu brings it up.
What does this have to... Oh, come on, man. This doesn't have anything to do with, like, the male loneliness epidemic and shit, man. Oh my god. I don't think it's that deep. I really don't. I just think it's just someone being... Yeah, sure, schizo. Like, one schizo made a funny website. Me, as a woman who has a period tracked incorrectly, who is on that website, I don't think it's that deep. It is creepy, but also old school internet stupid. Yeah. And
yeah, exactly. Again, this is just the normies seeing the kind of shit that old school internet people actually got up to.
Literally, if you don't want your public information to be known, don't post it. Like, if you don't want your information publicly known, don't post it.
Put Hassan on there for the way thirst after Asmongold.
Well, that would violate the rules, but fair.
That many don't want to talk about. I also get that men are lonely, but this is just creepy, which, yeah. Again, as I said, I don't know what people really want to do with this information, right? People say, why is there an observation section that documents my tweets of woman whore with time and date?
Because you made it publicly available and people archive this kind of stuff. Again, it boggles the mind that you can be a content creator and not understand this kind of stuff. None of this is all that hard.
Say, what the hell, this is so messed up, this is disgusting and creepy, what is wrong with people? You know, you got Powder saying, what? And obviously, yeah, she's on there as well. And as I said,
I mean, to be fair, she also had she had no hard feelings about it either. She thought it was a funny joke. Like,
there's a large amount of VTubers that are on there.
Well, why is it kind of accurate? The one right before Powder too. Hold
Hold the fuck on. Cass VTuber. Even I'm on this. What in the world? And why is it kind of
on there, right? It's not small, it's not big, it's like it's everyone. It's literally everyone. Most people, obviously, some people were missing out, as we saw with some of the tweets, right? But yeah, people saying this is disgusting beyond creepy, which people said literally saying what the actual hell. Which again, I do think it is very very odd, very very creepy, and yeah, I don't even
odd and creepy are not the same thing.
know who owns the site or whatever, but maybe some people are going to try and find out because again, it is insane. It is insane that this is even a thing, right?
That's what makes it. That's part of what makes it funny. And again, it. I don't. Normies being on the internet was a mistake.
But yeah, I mean that is essentially all there is for this video. I just kind of wanted to go through some of the reactions from people to this because this has been blowing up in the last couple of hours, right? It's only uploaded this morning and it's on 2 million views. So again, a lot of people.
How many views is that on now? Pretty sure it got way bigger. Like here and then here. 8 million views, bro! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, having mixed reactions to this. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this and what you guys think about this entire website. Do you think it's creepy? Do you think it's funny? Do you think it's whatever? I don't know.
I think we could probably use this website as a bit of an IQ filter, to be perfectly honest. I think we could use this as a as a bit of a normie filter, to be perfectly honest. It's like normies filtered, right?
Me personally, I think it's very creepy. It's very very odd, and I don't think this person is trying to do it for a laugh. I feel like this person is doing it in a pretty odd way, right?
Okay, so again, that is an accusation that's made without any kind of evidence. And again, we've already established that this person is not taking it seriously. This guy did not dig deep enough, and it wasn't even that deep. It's literally on the fucking website. So I highly doubt he even went to the website to actually look at it, because it's okay. Hold on. Let me go. Let me pick a random person on here. Hold on. Let's pick someone that we know doesn't fucking care about this, right? Hold on. And actually, since Kitsunero is on, since we were just talking about Kitsunero, and we know she's comfortable with, or not necessarily comfortable, but she's a good sport about this, we'll use her as an example. Let's see. All right, here we go. Site design, copyright, schizophrenic ovulation guy. This is a self-depreciating title, first of all. Second of all, if you would like to remove content, please see the report page. So there is a mechanism to actually get this information removed, which signals at least some attempt at good faith, right? Or at least some attempt at harmony, not wanting to necessarily rock the boat unnecessarily. So yeah, nah, fuck off, Mora Kazahana. That is a you didn't say it, but we all understand what the implication of that last line is, and I'm not a big fan of making implications instead of, first of all, just stating it outright, but also that is a rather that's a rather serious implication that you're making, because you're basically calling the guy a sex pest.
How do you know? How do you know?
Thank you, Kitsun. Oh my god, thank you, Kitsunero. Yeah, there is no evidence that the people doing this are sex pests. Some of them maybe, because it's not one person, by the way. Sure, some of them maybe. But there is no indication that this is being led by sex pests or that it is the result of a single sex pest. We don't have any information for this. He is inferring from his lack of even attempting to understand what this is for in the first place. Like, he comes in with a bias, and then he refuses to actually step outside of his own frame to ask, okay, why does this actually exist? What would motivate someone to make something like this? Yeah, I've never been a big fan of this guy.
Like, the guy literally calls himself schizophrenic ovulation guy. It is clearly a fucking joke, man. It clearly is a fucking joke, and not.
This is why you can't tell jokes online, is because you're gonna have some retard who genuinely can't understand when you're signaling this is not serious, this is for a laugh.
to be taken serious.
And I think that is about it, right? But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go over to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.
Game of subs. Damn. Damn, give me subs.
Okay, Kitsunero's got a little bit to say after this, so I'm glad I actually watched through the whole thing. I am not happy that I had to sit through more Kazahana, because again, I am not a big fan of the guy. I have a number of complaints about the guy in how he covers drama, and I would prefer to avoid watching him under normal circumstances, but, you know, I wanted to hear what Kitsunero had to say.
It's ridiculous, but not the worst thing I've ever heard of. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, though. This is not
As far as, like, internet schizo shit goes, this is pretty fucking tame.
Not that deep. I'm not on here because I'm a beautiful, sinless goddess. My antipsychotic sterilized me. Okay, Shondo.
Shondo is fucking hysterical, but God, I hope that that's not true. I want all the VTubers to eventually have families of their own with kids of their own. I'm just saying. It may just be the pro-natalist in me, but every time the subject of like children comes up in the chat, I'm in the chat. I'm like I wish upon everyone in chat a Mormon-sized family. Right?
Okay, Shondo. There are 3 reactions to the VTuber period tracker. The third one is, why am I not on here? This is so gross and stupid. This is so cool and funny. No, it.
I am definitely. This is actually really fucking funny.
This is weird and funny. I don't think anyone thinks it's cool and funny.
Yeah,
but
cool
it is
would not be
funny.
selling. Yeah.
It's just funny. I wasn't planning on saying today, but since VTuber Ovulation's a hot topic, let's go back to Skundler more about periods. Whoa. Oh my god, you're for real?
The fucking soy-facing guy pointing was absolute peak in that.
Yeah. What is he talking about again?
Very interesting, very, very cool. And yeah, obviously a lot of people said 2 wolves.
Oh, 2 wolves, that's why. Yeah, just letting my gods know my period is ending today, letting you all know for no reason at all.
Again, this one has a really good. You know, who is this? This actually sounds like someone that's actually got a sense of humor. Again, oh my god, I can't. They're using the same person as like the poster child of the person who doesn't want to be who opposes this site. First of all. So that's actually kind of interesting that they reuse this over and over again, and then almost every time I see this, it's a different person that they're using to be like, hey, why am I not on there? Or
oh my god, man. I want to know when my Oshi is hurt so I can be extra nice to her. I want to know when my Oshi is horny so I can make pregnant jokes.
And again, this is another reason why I don't believe that the inability to understand why this website exists is an honest mistake, personally. Because again, it's literally right in front, but it's fucking in his own video. So you cannot tell me that. Well, I don't know how much editing this guy does. To be fair, I don't exactly do a lot of editing. I fucking hate video editing. But it's in his own video. He had to scroll past this in order to actually like. Sorry, I'm a bit frustrated because again, I hate these kind of.
Oh, that's me.
I hate these kind of fucking accusations people will just level, even if it's indirectly, because they won't directly say it, but they will certainly imply it.
Just wanted to say, sure, it's a bit creepy, but honestly, I'm not bothered by it, lol. It's just hilarious to me that someone went out of their way. Okay, what is he saying about that? I'm curious. I'm gonna play that one.
It's just hilarious to me that someone went out of their way to create this, and there's people contributing to it. Which obviously, yeah, that's Kitsu there, because yeah, Kitsu saying, bro, what? But yeah, as I think that is the same kind of opinion that I'm under, at least, in the sense that yeah, it's a bit creepy, it's a bit odd, and you know, I am a little bit concerned about the creator of this, but at the same time, it is pretty funny that someone actually had the kind of the willpower to actually create a website like this, which I think is actually pretty insane, right? More people as well.
seems pretty insane to think that, again, this was all just the work of a single person. It could have been the work of a single person, but considering that there's a mechanism, and there was a mechanism for people to add to the site, it might not have been a single person.
It is funny. It is just funny. Yeah, that's about it. Here's the link to this one. To YouTube's. Thanks for watching. We're like 10% away from getting a waifu cup. I created a cup from Gamer Sub.
Congratulations.
So use okay, thank
What a fucking smash cut. But yeah, so I guess that's our coverage of the VTuber ovulation tracker. Don't take yourself too fucking seriously. It's not that serious. It is a joke. And even if it was serious, there are non-nefarious reasons that this could exist for. Just pointing that out there. So this was a welcome break from politics. I will be that'll be it for right now. I've stayed up way too late. I have other things I need to get done. So y'all take care, and I guess I'll see y'all either tomorrow or on Saturday.